What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to another match day here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds travelling over to Germany for a Champions League clash with Eintracht Frankfurt. The team news is in. We're doing our best to try to figure out exactly what the formation is. But the big news today is there is no Mohamed Salah in the starting 11. Federico Chiesa is also on the bench, so he doesn't make the starting 11. But Gakpo, Isak and Ekitike, well, they're all up front. So we're trying to figure out exactly what this looks like. Is it a 4-2-3-1? Is it some variant of that? We don't really know as of yet, but we can take you through the starting 11. In goal, of course, tonight is going to be Georgi Mamardashvili. Right back, Jeremy Frimpong. Left back, Andy Robertson. Your centre-back pairing, Virgil van Dijk and your captain, along with Ibrahim Kanade. Some version of this in midfield. You're going to see Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai, with Cody Gakpo, Florian Wirtz, Ugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak. So, how are we feeling? Look, we've asked the manager to make some changes. He has. Still no starting place for Fede, but at least he's, well, held Mohamed Salah to account for his poor form, and we'll take you through the subs bench now in a moment. It is Freddie Woodman, Miscure, Gomez, Endo, Kirkes, McAllister, Salah, Bradley, Chiesa and Engamoa. So that is the Liverpool substitutes bench. So yeah, let's try and figure it out. Look, don't take our formation as nailed on 100% right. We really are still trying to figure it out in all honesty. But they are the starting 11, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, there you go. Figure out the formation and help us out, because we haven't got a clue with it really. We are guessing at some variation of what we have on screen. Why does it say versus Chelsea? Where is that? Where does it say versus Chelsea? I can't see where it says versus Chelsea, mate, so maybe I'm missing something. Liverpool versus Frankfurt. Liverpool on the bottom. Yeah, so I don't know where's Liverpool versus Chelsea is due. Yeah, I'm obviously missing something, or it's been changed. But so, how are we all? At least Arna has made some improved changes. Craig, why no Chiesa? I really don't know, mate. Look, it doesn't seem to matter what Fede does at this point. He doesn't seem to be getting a start, so you know, we just roll with the punches and go with what we have and hope for the best. It is important that we get a victory tonight, isn't it? We've seen English clubs so far this week in the Champions League do really well, and hopefully Liverpool can continue that. It's not Kirkes at right back, put Robertson. Well, obviously it's not Kirkes at right back because he's a left back, so you're reading the team wrong. Yeah, I don't know. It is Robertson, so I don't know what you're going on about there, mate. The team is Georgi Mamardashvili in goal, Andy Robertson at left back, Jeremy Frimpong at right back, Kanade and Van Dijk as your centre backs. Some variation of this midfield with Szoboszlai, Jones and Wirtz, and then Gakpo, Ekitike and I was going to say Mohamed Salah. So used to it. Alexander Isak. Why is Fede not starting? Haven't got a clue, dude. I wish I knew the answer, my friend. I really do, because you know, you've seen, I don't know if you did see it or not, but in my predicted 11, I had Fede in my team. I would have very happily had him starting this one. So, yeah, really not sure. But it is what it is. I'm not displeased with the 11, to be honest. I would have liked Chiesa in there, but we do have Wirtz in, which I'm looking forward to seeing. We have Frimpong in, who should be used to playing German opposition from his time at Leverkusen. Obviously, Ugo Ekitike, similar situation there. So, yeah, we're all good. Right, where have we got? Let me just get to this. Sorry, I haven't got the back end system turned on yet, so bear with me. What channel is the game on? I've got it on TNT Sports 1 for me, mate. I'll be watching it on TNT Sports 1. So Lewis Steele reckons that Ugo Ekitike is going to be playing off the right-hand side. So just hearing this from Lewis Steele there, it looks like Ekitike will be off the right-hand side. So it'll be Gakpo left, Ekitike right, Wirtz and Isak through the centre in some variation. Tiger96 said credit to the manager for making some changes. Yep, but he kind of doesn't really have a choice, does he? It's not working out, and if he just kept doing the same things, you know, it just shows an unwillingness to look at what's actually happening in front of him. So yeah, fair play for making the changes, but let's hope that we get it figured out today and we get the win. Ricky Paul, how are we, dude? Evening, Craig. Hope you're well. How was the journey home? It was okay, thank you. Yeah, no complaints. Got home nice and safe. We need to win tonight. No excuses. No Salah, but no Chiesa. It definitely, look, I really don't know, Ricky, what to say anymore about the situation with Chiesa. We all want him to start. You want him to start. I want him to start. I dare say most of the people in the chat want him to start, but no start as of yet, dude, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to roll with the punches and see what happens. No balance in midfield. So can I just ask one small favour? Just one small favour. Can we stop the moaning until the game starts? Because we're moaning about something and we don't know how it's going to look yet. So somebody's there straight away said no balance in midfield. Well, we don't know that yet, dude. The game hasn't started. So I'm understandable if you don't like the team. That's fair enough. That's your prerogative. But, no point in moaning about something that hasn't happened yet. So we don't know what the balance looks like in midfield because we haven't seen them kick the ball around yet. Joe said, did you fly back or take the ferry? Oh, flew, dude. Always try to fly if I can. 28-minute flight versus, 3.5 hours on the ferry. So, yeah, try to jump on the planes where I can. Esther, how are we? Esther Averill said, apart from Fede not starting, I like this lineup. Smart having Frimpong in the lineup due to his time in Germany. Yeah, same with Florian Wirtz, same with Ugo Ekitike, Esther. I agree with you on those ones. It makes sense. It makes sense. They've played at this ground before. Says the guy who created moaning. I didn't create moaning, mate. I moan when there's something to moan about. How can we give out about a team? If you don't like the selection, that's one thing. But to say there's no balance in midfield before we've even kicked the football, I've never said that in my life. So, I moan when there's something to moan about, Liam. But like I said, if you don't want to be here, I can very quickly remove you from the chat, Liam. Like I've said, I'm not being disrespectful to anybody. All I've said to people is, can we save the moan until the game starts? Preemptive moaning isn't it isn't going to solve anything, So let's wait and see what happens. If we're not performing, you'll hear me moaning, and I won't be stopping you from moaning. But preemptive moaning just feels a bit weird. But like I said, Liam, up to you. If you don't want to be here, we can remove you easily enough. If you do, happy days. Right. Matthew, how are we, sir? Said, could Frimpong be right wing, Szoboszlai right back, and Wirtz DM? Honestly, man, I couldn't rule anything out at the minute with who's where. Lewis Steele suggested that the word is that Ekitike is going to play off the right. But like you've said, mate, what you've said there is entirely possible. So we're going to just have to wait and see exactly how they line up when they're out there on the pitch and who's where. Dylan said, could Szoboszlai be at right back and Frimpong right wing? Absolutely, but like we've said, the journalists reporting from over there saying that Ekitike is expected to play off the right. But, as I said, when we see it, if it looks like Frimpong's on the right, yeah, we'll adjust it. But for now, we're just doing our best to try and figure out the formation. Craig, is this the actual lineup on the night? Yes. When we go live, the lineup you see on our screen is always the actual lineup. We sometimes have a holder in place before we start, but usually we have it based off the actual 11. So yeah, that's the confirmed lineup tonight, my man. David Massett, how are we, sir? Evening, Craig, and our lovely community. And again, love to you and your family, David, and condolences from the passing of your father. Lovely to see you win again. Carl said, I'm happy Salah has been rested. I still think Jota's death got to him the most out of all of our players. We'll bounce back, mate. We have to be patient. So I have no problem being patient, Carl. But, results have to come. And it would be unfair of me at the moment to say that anybody who's disappointed or annoyed the fact we've lost 4 in a row is wrong. It's Liverpool Football Club. We shouldn't be losing 4 in a row. And I'd be a liar if I told you that I'm not annoyed about it as well. But we're going to have to put it right at some point. Fingers crossed tonight is the start of us coming back. But, it's difficult being so upbeat at the minute because we've been all over the shop, We've won games that we probably shouldn't have, and then we've lost games that we probably shouldn't have. So what I'm hoping for tonight more than anything, Carl, is a performance. Something to say, okay, we know what we're at and we look like a cohesive unit out there. Soren, how are we, dude? Lovely to see you as always. Appreciate your support. So I love the lineup. Can't wait to see Wirtz, Ekitike, and Isak starting together. Yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing, Soren. Buzzing, mate. The idea of having those lads on the pitch together. Like Ekitike, Isak, Wirtz. Sign me up. Sign me up. I'm buzzing for that. And same as yourself. It's exciting. I think, I don't know. I've said this a few times and I'm going to probably keep saying it till I'm right. But I feel like this could be Wirtz night tonight to show us what he can do. Jordan said Mo Salah unfairly benched. Well, that's your opinion, Jordan, and you are absolutely entitled to it, my friend. I would respectfully disagree with you and saying he's deservedly benched, but, as I said, each to their own, and I've no problem with you thinking he should play. I respectfully disagree with you. Anything to not start Chiesa, bro? Craig, thoughts? Same as yourself. I'm disappointed not to see Chiesa starting. It just feels like the manager has an agenda against Chiesa. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's what it feels like at the moment. Every time that dude stepped foot on the pitch for us this season in particular, he's shown up. He's made a difference. He's counted. And he hasn't hidden. So I'm as disappointed as every single one of you guys and girls that Chiesa isn't in the starting 11, because I think if we polled most of us, we'd say yes, he should be. So yeah, we can't change it though. It's up to Arne to make that decision. I think a front two of Isak and Ekitike is the best for us. Gakpo as left mid and Dom as right mid. Well, on the formation, again, we'll have to kind of wait and see how it settles in, but the confirmed 11 is what's on the screen. So yeah, it's Georgie, Bambadesh, in goal, then Frimpong and Robbo in the fullback positions. Your captain, Virgil van Dijk, alongside Ibu. In midfield, Jones, Soboslai. Ahead of them, Wirtz, Ugo Ekitike, Cody Gakpo, and Alexander Isak. Mo could be our bench winner in the last 30. Absolutely, of course. Let's look at Liverpool's bench today and we'll talk about the options that Arne will have there. So we've got Joe Gomez, we've got Wataru Endo, Milos Kerkez, Alexis McAllister, Mo Salah, Connor Bradley, Federico Chiesa, Freddie Woodman, Rio Engamona, and Cornel Mescure. So plenty of options on the bench. Attack-wise there, you've got Rio, you've got Fede, you've got Mo. Midfield-wise, you've got Alexis McAllister, then you've got obviously your fullback cover there, Milos Kerkez, Joe Gomez, and Endo. So yeah, there's options there for the manager. The bench looking decent, and if the starters aren't performing or the manager thinks he needs to make a change, well, at least you'll have some good options there. Is there any news on Gravenberch? Yes, he's injured. That came out yesterday, mate, that he was going to be ruled out for this one. We're hopeful, but not 100%, but hopeful that he would be available for the weekend, Saturday night's game against Brentford. But Arne did say yesterday that unfortunately Ryan was going to miss this one with that injury. Shano, how are we, dude? Said, hey Craig, hope all's good. Hope you've started to recover from Maguire. We'll probably lose at home to Brighton now, knowing us. I don't think I've gotten over it yet, Shane. I won't lie to you. Look, United fans have been very gracious, actually, about that victory. But I was just more concerned at our performance. I know we lost and, that sucks, but still the performance that winds me up as well. We missed so many chances, and you could, on another day, say we maybe score 2 or 3 more, but it's defensively for me, Shane, that I'm concerned about Liverpool at the minute. And if that loss to United doesn't wake us up, then I don't know what will. But look, like I said, fair play on the win, man. I'm not going to begrudge you your victory. You were waiting 9 years for it, but it did this thing, as I'm sure you can imagine. Aaron said, this screams diamond midfield, very excited. You could very well be right. Like I said, we're just taking a stab in the dark here at how exactly they're going to line up, but we'll try and figure it out together when the game gets underway. Red Supremacies, Craig, I don't think dropping Mo is the play though, although it seems the best thing in our minds. Conspiracy theory. So, I think it's the right thing, but I do understand your point. So, Mo has no relationship really down that right side at the minute that's anywhere near as cohesive as the one he had with Trent. And I'm not for 1 second trying to scapegoat Mohamed Salah to say that Mo is the problem. There has been quite a few problems this season, and Mo could be suffering from a lot of things, a lack of form or confidence, obviously the death of Diogo, the fact that, his long-term ally down that right-hand side and Trent isn't there. So, not scapegoating him, but I really do think it's the right thing to do. To say, look, he hasn't been performing, let's make a change and see if the next guy up can do it. And if the next guy up can't do it, then maybe next time he introduces Mo again and makes a change somewhere else till we find the right balance. But for now, I think it's the right thing to do. But of course, Mohamed Salah is a legend of our football club. It's always very difficult to be critical in any way of him, but I'm always honest with you guys about what I feel, what I see, and what I say, and I just think it's the right call in this instance. That meme guy said, Craig, would you rather win this game but lose to Brentford or the opposite? If I had to just have one, the league game against Brentford. I think the league is really important for us at the minute because we don't want to be falling down out of these Champions League spots and then having catch up to play in those. Whereas you have a bit more wiggle room in the Champions League format, it'd be very, very, very unlikely for us not to at least get through to the knockout stages. So if I had to pick one, and like you said, we want to win both, I'd probably go with the weekend's game. But that being said, the latter part of your post there is exactly where I'm at. I want to win both. Virgil, where's Chiesa? Go back and watch how that MF celebrated the goal against Chelsea. He has more passion and he tries more than 90% of Liverpool players. No disagreement. I would say if we polled everybody in the chat now and asked should Chiesa have played, I would say it would probably be overwhelmingly yes. But, me and you and everybody else can't make the manager's mind up. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. And can't make up the manager's mind for him. So we're just going to have to... we're just going to have to suffer through and hope that if he does get another chance again, he makes a difference and the manager finally pays attention. Hear me out. Endo's going to solve our defensive problems. I don't think he is, but I can understand your thought process. Are you thinking of Endo in there as that shield in front of the back four, which, to be fair, he could do that job. But it depends how Arno wants that position to be played. But tonight, look, I'm happy McAllister isn't starting because I don't think he deserves to. It's unfortunate the Gravenberch isn't there, but it gives maybe a look and a chance to Curtis Jones. So let's just see how the boys get on tonight. And fingers crossed when we're talking at 10 o'clock, we're all happy with what we've seen. On the face of it, this should be a good game for us to go and win. They haven't been in great form themselves. They've had a couple of whoopings so far this season. And, if we can't get over here with the points tonight, then I'm going to be very, very concerned about what we're doing going forward. So, I need your help, ladies and gentlemen. If you can, please do hit that like button for me. And let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes before the game gets underway. We like to try and do that every time. Although I can't actually see now the numbers of the likes with the new setup that they have in the back-end system. So, I have no idea if we'll get there or not. But if you can help us out, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Stevie Boy, how are we, dude? Said, happy with the changes, but it will not make any difference if we play sideways, moving the ball slowly up the field. You're right. Personnel is personnel, but we have to be quicker. We're moving the ball. The intensity has to be raised. The press has to be better. So I agree with you, Stevie Boy, but, as you said, it is the right thing to do to make the changes. Sky is saying 4-4-2, but respectfully, nobody has a clue yet. Like, Sky don't know, I don't know, LiveScore don't know, nobody knows until we see them out there on the pitch. All we know is, for instance, so LiveScore has it as a 4-2-3-1. Sky might have it as a 4-4-2. We don't know, my man. But we know the 11, so let's just work off that. Stargirl, lovely to see you with my friend. I was in Lisbon. I hope you enjoyed your time in Liverpool, even though the match was horrible. Surprised to see Ekitike on the right and no Chiesa. So glad you enjoyed Lisbon. I had a lovely time over in Liverpool, thank you. I want to reiterate this again. Every single staff member that looked after the people in that Sevens Lounge was absolutely phenomenal. Couldn't speak highly enough of the staff at Anfield, from the people that served us to the people that was, entertaining us to the people that was everywhere. The chefs, I could not speak highly enough of them, Stargirl. They were absolutely incredible and represent our club so well. Everyone was made to feel so at home. So I couldn't speak highly enough of them. J4U2NV said, Craig, mate, I'm annoyed about no Fede, but at least Slot made the much needed changes. I'm with you, mate. That's kind of where my head's at as well. Would have loved to have seen Fede start the game, but I'm not going to say I'm disappointed with, the Isak, Ekitike, Gakpo, Wirtz. These are players that I think should get a start. I think Jones deserves it as well for the difference he made when he came on against United. So, tonight's about hopefully seeing us start to move in the right direction and be a little bit more cohesive. Carboys Extra. Craig, do you think this is 4-4-2 formation? Seems to have both Hugo and Isak in the squad. Like I said, it could be. I'm not going to sit here and say yes or no to anybody because I don't know if I'm right and you're right. I don't know if we're all wrong. All I know is the 11 at the minute, and that Lewis Steele said that it's expected that Ekitike will operate off the right. That's all I know for now, my man. Mauer said I really like today's starting 11. Nice, so do I. Yeah, I'm happy with it. It'll be interesting to see Frimpong on that right hand side. You know, as somebody pointed out earlier on, and I fully agree with them. You know, the likes of Ekitike, of Wirtz and Frimpong, they used to play in German opposition, so this should be something that, you know, is more familiar to them perhaps than Premier League football. Gabriel said, I know Gakpo's been better than most, but Chiesa should be starting. Hey, we all agree. Mate, there's been so many people so far who would agree with you, and I would certainly be one of them. But we can't make the manager play Fede. I hope he gets more minutes soon, because like everybody has said, he makes a difference. He looks like he gives a damn, and that means a lot to me. The 4-4-2 would be really interesting for what it's worth. You know, if it is a 4-4-2, I'd be very intrigued to see how the 4-4-2 looks with the two lads up top, because at least it would give the centre backs something to occupy them instead of one centre forward having two up there fighting with them. I think, you know, maybe the attributes of Ekitike and Isak can help each other. So if it is a 4-4-2, I'm absolutely sound with that. The 1080p Pixel said, when was the last time Salah was benched? Galatasaray? Am I right in saying Galatasaray, or am I wrong? Frimpong played right wing in one game, mate, and I can't, forgive me, but I can't remember exactly which game it was. I think it was Galatasaray, but off the top of my head, that's all I can think of. So the chat are saying, yeah, it was Galatasaray. So if you think about it now, that's 2 Champions League games in a row that Mohamed Salah has been put on the bench by Arne. So, you know, for all the talk of Arne being afraid to not play him, well, this is 2 Champions League games in a row now that the manager's decided not to play him. So, you know, if it doesn't work again tonight, well, then we know it's not a solely Mohamed Salah problem. You know, I would say this. For me, there's no 1 or 2 players that I think have caused the problem, or 1 or 2 players that I think, you know, just switching them would change everything. It's to do, as Stevie Boy said, with the way that we play, the intensity we play with, the lack of pace in moving the ball around. You know, we can't just play in front of teams. We have to try and get in behind them. We have to try and run at them. We have to try and utilise every attribute we have. If that's a long throw in, well, we should be doing that rather than going backwards as well. Charlie, how are we, dude? I'm going through a rough time. I lost my job today after a co-worker threatened me yesterday and I walked out of work. Thanks for the stream. I'm sorry to hear about your job, Charlie. I don't know what type of employer would let you lose your job for somebody threatening you. I certainly wouldn't be walking away from that, mate. I'd be taking that up with somebody, whether it be a solicitor or, you know, higher ups in your company. Somebody be answering to me for that one, because the idea of you losing your job because someone threatened you, I know you said you walked out and all, but it doesn't sound right to me that that should happen to you, mate. So I wouldn't just walk away from that. You know, you do have some rights, and again, I'm not sure UK based exactly what those rights are compared to Ireland, but your employer has a duty of care to make sure that you're safe and well. Matteo said, if Gakpo rings multiple posts or hits multiple posts, like the last match, he needs to be pulled early. Also, do you see Chiesa making the World Cup squad for Italy? So in the first part, I agree, but look, he was awful unlucky as well. Like, hitting the post that many times is bad luck as well. And then the Chiesa thing, the honest answer is I'm not sure, because I don't really pay attention to the Italian squad, so I don't know who Gattuso was picking in the team that maybe Chiesa would be able to muscle his way in for. So truth is, I'm not sure, but if he starts getting game time and contributing a bit, you know, I dare say Gattuso would want to bring him for that experience as well. The 1080p Pixel, I'm a gooner, but you're a legend, bud. All the best tonight. That's so kind of you, mate. Thank you. And look, you must be buzzing. You know, credit where it's due. You know, for me to sit here and say Arsenal have been anything other than brilliant this season so far would be a lie. I think you've only conceded 3 goals in the league. You absolutely put Atletico Madrid to the sword last night. You've moved ahead of us in the league, and the onus is on us now to try and catch back up with you. But now I've said this all the way through. I don't want you to win the league, same as you don't want me to. But if Arsenal win the league, you won't see me hiding from it. I will be on and congratulating them because you'll be a deserving winner. Obviously, I hope you don't do it. But if you are, you've got my guarantee, mate, that I'll be on and crediting you for that league title because, it reminds me kind of us building under Jurgen. And we got there in the end. And, yeah, we had a little bit more trophy success along the way, perhaps, than Arteta has had. But, credit where it's due. You're defensively solid. And if you can keep that up throughout the season, you'd be in a very good position from the end of it. Unfortunately for me. 0-0, how are we? My mate in Austin is in Frankfurt for the game. He was going to be his first Liverpool game. Turns out he was scammed by touts. He's devastated right now. Always watches your stream. Can you give him a big shout out? But if you want to tell me his name, I absolutely can. This by the way is why I never give people any tips on tickets or anything other than go directly through the club for the hospitality, because the idea of what happened to your mate there breaks my heart, dude. It breaks my heart thinking that he travelled all the way over from Austin, Texas to Frankfurt to watch the Reds and got scammed out of a ticket. I'm really sorry for him, and I hope he's okay. And I hope he has a good time in Frankfurt, and maybe somebody can sort him out, or we can sort something out in the future. But people that do that are scumbags, mate. Absolute scumbags. So my heart goes out to your friend. Please do say hello to him for me. And it's just shithousery, isn't it? Especially that's not like coming, like if I came over from Ireland, that's one thing. But to fly all the way in from the States, man, and be scammed out of it, that's shocking. And I wish nothing but bad luck on whoever did that to him. Is it a crime that I'm nervous for this game? I think it's perfectly normal that you'd be nervous, mate. I mean, it's not like we've been amazing so far this season. So, I'd be a liar if I told you I'm not a little bit nervous about the game. Oh, sorry, his name is Austin. My apologies. So your mate Austin is in Frankfurt. Austin, how are we, dude? I'm so sorry to hear that you got scammed. I'm really sorry to hear that you can't get the ticket into the game. I hope you enjoy Frankfurt as much as you can. And all of us here at Anfield Agenda send you love, mate. Wishing you the best. And as I said, really sorry that happened. Hope Slot's plan isn't to rest Salah and start... What's this one? 1 second. Saturday. Well, I wouldn't have a problem with that, Darren, to be honest, mate, if it was. It's difficult to say what will definitely happen on Saturday right now because we don't know how this game goes. But that's all we can ask is for the manager to hold people to account. And to be fair, now he has, for the second Champions League game in a row, dropped Mo. So let's wait and see how it goes. Right, couple of messages here I have to get back to. What's this? So, just want to read something out from the football club. From Liverpool Women. Liverpool Football Club is deeply saddened by the passing of women's first team kit manager Jonathan Humble following a sudden illness. The thoughts of everybody at the club are with Jonathan's friends, family and loved ones at this sad time. And of course, we here at Anfield Agenda pass on our condolences as well. It takes a whole team of people to make sure that those players have what they need to get out there. The coaches, the kit men, the medical staff, the catering staff. It's a big effort, and I'm sure that Jonathan was a big part of the Liverpool women's team setup and was well loved in and around the club. So from all of us here as well, sincere condolences to Mr. Humble's family and to everybody associated with Liverpool women's team. Thabo said, sorry to hear what happened to you, Charlie. This message is for you. Sending you love, brother. You're a gentleman, an absolute gent, mate. And this is what I love about our community. You guys actually give a shit about your fellow Liverpool fans. And it's an absolute pleasure for me to be here with you guys and see, that level of courtesy and love to your fellow Liverpool fans. So well into you, Thabo. Proud of you, mate. And again, echo the sentiment with Charlie. If he was threatened, there's no way he should be the one losing his job. Just random short said prediction. No. I went 2-2 dude in the preview, but I'm feeling a little bit more upbeat now that I've seen the team. So 3-1. I'm going to say a 3-1 win to Liverpool. I'd rather it to be a 2-0 and a clean sheet, but I'm going to go 3-1, bud. What about yourself? Warren Larkin said, mate, this 11 is looking good. I'm with you, bro. It's not looking too shabby at all. Hopefully they perform as well, Warren. But yeah, I'm with you, mate. Not looking too bad. Diane Taylor, how are you, Diane? Said, would I make any changes? Maybe you play Gomez at right back, Diane. I mentioned that during the week, but honestly, mate, I'm not too unhappy with the team. I would have liked to see Chiesa in there, but yeah, I'm not too happy. I'm not too unhappy with it. You know, we get Isak, we get Ekitike, we get Wirtz. I get to see Frimpong at right back, playing in the position we brought him for. So yeah, I'm not too unhappy, Diane. And not too many changes I'd make there. Glenn Chapital, how are we? Hello, Craig from Napa, California. Good wine country, that, mate. Good wine country, Napa Valley. Hope you're well, dude. I'd say it's warmer over there than it is here. Joel Morris, Craig, what do you think of Klopp's interview with Diary of a CEO? So I've got about an hour and 45 through it. And look, Stephen always conducts great interviews. And when I'd seen the list of questions that Stephen Bartlett put out, I knew it was going to be a good interview. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? You know, from what I've listened to so far, you know, honest from Jurgen. I'd give anything to have 3 hours to sit down with Jurgen myself to do an interview with him. But I think Stephen did a great job, as he does normally on his podcast. And yeah, looking forward to listening to the rest of it. What about yourself, Joel? Did you enjoy it? Mr. Crosby said he's sticking with his 5-2. You know, I'll take that, Connor. A 7-goal thriller. Nothing wrong with it. The real Johnny Sins said, Craig, what positions are each player playing? Confused. You're not on your own, my friend. You're not on your own. You know, we just had a guess. So please don't take it as gospel that the way we have the players lined up there is how they're going to be playing. The only thing that we've really heard from the journalist side of it is that Lewis Steele said that Hugo Ekitike is expected to play off the right-hand side. But apart from that, my man, your guess is as good as mine, dude. So, Joseph, you're saying it's a 4-4-2 with loads of exclamation marks. Well, we don't know that yet, bro. We don't. Like I said, Lewis Steele said Ekitike is playing off the right. So if it's a 4-4-2, you know, is Gakpo the other one? Who's the second striker? I think it's probably a 4-2-3-1 at a guess, but I am guessing. Tomato. Craig, sending love from Australia. Forget 4-4-2. Give me some 5-0-5 football. Well, I think we do need the midfield, but I get what you're talking about. I just want to win, my man. I just want to win, and much love to you over in Australia as well. Appreciate you tuning in. Do I think Isak is going to play better than Ekitike? No, I don't. And I'm being honest about that. You know, I love the fact that we have Isak, but right now Ekitike is the one that has impressed me the most. Obviously, we've had a bigger body of work to have a look at with Ekitike, but I've been really, really impressed with him. And like I said, I was over at the United game. And can I clear something up, by the way? There seems to be a huge group of people that are trying to, again, just undermine me by saying, this was this lad's first ever trip to Anfield. No, it wasn't. Absolutely, like the very first video we put up on a YouTube channel 7 years ago is us at Anfield. So this narrative that somehow the United game was my first Anfield game is absolute bullshit. I've been to Anfield dozens of times. I tried to count it up last night and I could get up to about 33. So this narrative, again, it's just as like he's a plastic fan. So go to a game, then you get called a plastic fan nonetheless. So just to clear that one up for anybody, because that post that had 1.2 million views of people trying to say it was my first game at Anfield. Just look back on the channel and you'll see the first video we put up there was me at Anfield with Connor way back 6-7 years ago. So like I said, I've been there I think about 33 times so far. Scraps Lewis said, Liverpool gone through a blip, play entertaining football, hope we develop so we can have some fun rival banter for the future to come. Man United fan. So I always get in trouble every time I say this, Scraps, but I've always loved the idea of a title race with Liverpool and United in it. I know there was one that was sort of close-ish, but really in my adult lifetime, I've not seen it. So this year, if we were in a race, it'd likely be with City and Arsenal. I'd love it sometime in the future for the two big clubs to be going in a title race head-to-head. I think you guys are a bit way off that at the minute. And look, for us, we've dropped off the pace this season as well so far. So, yeah, that for me would just be an incredible season. But you don't want to be on the losing side of that, do you? So it would be incredible if Liverpool were to pip United to a title by a few points, but it'd be heartbreaking the other way around. It'd just be something I'd like to see, and I'd be interested to see if Liverpool and United were ever in a title race together, if that would increase the interest in the Premier League, because I have a sneaky feeling it would. I think viewerships would go up even more then. Kind of two clubs who've been somewhat sleeping giants over the last 15 odd years or so. Yeah, I think it would be interesting. Craig, who have you got winning the UFC? Nathan, I'm a casual fan at best of the UFC, bro. My opinion wouldn't be worth giving to you. Boxing, different thing. I know my boxing, but UFC, I'd be a fair weather fan. But you know what I actually did buy today? I bought a signed Nick Diaz UFC glove. I'm refreshing the merch in my house on my walls because everything that's in my living room is going out to the office when it's built because it's all Liverpool related. So over the course of the last few months, I've been picking up some new signed shirts. I got an R9 Ronaldo, I got a Messi, I got a McAllister Argentina shirt, I got a Ronaldinho Barcelona shirt, I got a Kaká Brazil shirt, and I'm looking forward to putting them up on what I'm going to call my Ballon d'Or wall. But yeah, I got that Nick Diaz glove today and I was pretty happy with that. Shout out to my friends at the Collector's Corner, by the way. They're the company that gave us that signed and framed Diogo Jota shirt to give away recently. And, they've been looking after me as well with all the bits and pieces I bought. So if you ever do want it, there is a bit of a sale on there now. Do check out thecollectorscorner.co.uk. That's thecollectorscorner.co.uk. And Harry and the team over there will absolutely look after you. Charlie said, thank you for the kindness, everyone. And Thabo, their reasoning for dismissing me is I left the job without warning. I'll be taking legal action. Well, you should. Because if you don't feel safe and you're being threatened, you've every right to leave. So, I would say, mate, I don't know if you have the same type of thing over here that we have, which is like a citizen's advice centre. I'm sure you probably do. I would say give those guys a ring and they'd be able to talk to you more about your employment rights and what your employer's duty of care was. Ayman Ramal, is Chiesa to stay and be a starter or is he leaving? Well, we all hope he stays. We all want him to succeed. It's frustrating to us as Liverpool fans that he's not getting starts because, most of us would feel he's earned the right to have some starts. So I don't know what else to say other than it feels like a bit of an agenda against them by the manager. And I don't like saying that, and I don't say it lightly, but I just can't think of any other logical reason that we haven't seen him get the opportunities that others have had. Owen Dunn, how are we, dude? Said, if Robbo is a decent game, he deserves a fair shot at the weekend. Slot needs to put his pride and his signings to the side. Same. I'm a big believer in form players getting the shirt. And if somebody comes in and takes their chance, the shirt should be theirs until, a time as their form slips and somebody else performs. So, yeah, I'm right with you on that one, Owen. Kirkes is young, and Kirkes has lots of time to figure it all out. But he hasn't been himself. He hasn't been the same Milos Kirkes we've seen at Bournemouth. And he looks, and I seen this in person when I was at the United game because I was keeping a close eye on him. He looks unsure of exactly where he's supposed to be at each particular moment. And it feels like he's second guessing himself. So I agree with you. I think Robbo's the right choice. Atkinja said, I like the look of that starting lineup. Same, my friend, same. I'm not going to say it's exactly what I would have put out, but it's one that I'm not really going to complain about. Delighted to see Wirtz in. I might be like a dog with a bone here on Wirtz, but I'm never giving up on him because I know this guy is going to come good. And if it takes a season, then it takes a season. But I am never, ever going to throw in the towel on Florian Wirtz because I truly believe he is a superstar in the making. and that when it clicks for him, we're going to be an incredible team. Ryan, thank you, mate. Appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. Tony W. Marsland said, "Hey Craig, is Hugo 2-footed just as good both sides?" Don't know. I know Wirtz, I would say, is 2-footed. I will give you Wirtz, but honestly, with Hugo, I couldn't tell you, Tony, if he's 2-footed. You know, I've seen him do a lot with his right foot, obviously, but you know, most pros would be at least proficient with their other foot. But with Hugo, I really don't know, but definitely with Wirtz, I'd say he's 2-footed. I remember reading a thing about Maradona when he was younger. And I'm not for sure if it was his dad or somebody said to him, basically or maybe it was Pele, made them play without the boot on their stronger foot. So when that foot got so sore from kicking the ball with no boot on it, they basically had to lean into the other foot and get used to playing with the other foot a little bit. And it sounds a little bit harsh in modern day terms, but it obviously worked. Liquid said, Arna hates Chiesa. Nobody can convince me otherwise. Well, I think it would be hard to argue with. Well, I don't know about the word hate. I wouldn't say the word hate personally, but I think it would be hard for anybody to argue back with you over the fact that he's not getting a fair shake of it. I think that's fair enough. JJ9, favourite ever non-Liverpool Premier League player? JJ Okocha for me. You don't want my answer because it'll land me in trouble. It'll land me in a fucking whole world of trouble if I give you my honest answer. So yeah, I'm going to give you a sitting on the fence, bottling that answer. Who would I say? Probably Silva or Henry. One of those two, probably. From an Irish perspective, Henry's a handball and cheating SLB. But from a footballing perspective, top notch. Always enjoyed watching David Silva play football. And he seemed like a really good dude as well. But if I gave you my honest answer, I'd be in trouble. De Bruyne is a good shout as well, that Connor said. But I always surprise people with this answer when I give it to my mates. Because they're like, what? But no, it's not Roy Keane. It's not Roy Keane. So do you want me to give you the honest answer then? So my favourite ever Premier League player that wasn't a Liverpool-based player was Eric Cantona. Because I loved his arrogance. I fucking loved it. I hated that he was playing for the Manx, but I absolutely loved the way he carried himself. I loved the arrogance. I loved the persona. I just did. I just looked at him and I thought, yeah, this dude has it. You know? I hate saying it because he's a United legend, but yeah, I always held Eric Cantona in high esteem. Martin Lawrence said, Chiesa is averaging a goal involvement every 3 minutes, but only has one start this season. It can only be an agenda. Have a question, Arna, on that one. I'd love to ask him that question, mate. And the drop kick thing. So, honestly, you know when he did that kick into the crowd, I thought he was well within his rights to do it. I know he got banned and all the trouble that came with it, but if somebody fucked a cup of tea at me, I promise you I'd probably do the same thing as Cantona, only I'd probably land on my arse because I'm a big fat tub. But when I seen that to Cantona, I just thought I'd have done the same in my position. Maldini didn't play in the Premier League, Chapman. The question was favourite non-Liverpool Premier League player. You know, if we're talking non-Premier League players, the answer is easy. It's Messi. But yeah, if I was Cantona and someone did that to me, I didn't blame him one bit for going footed into the stand at that prick because he deserved it, in my opinion. Stargirl said, my dad said you would say Cantona. Well, your dad was right. I love an arrogant player that backs up the arrogance. You know what I mean? Somebody who walks the walk and talks the talk. Does both. And for me, Cantona always had that. And he was a little bit... I love a mercurial talent. You know, I love a Ronnie O'Sullivan. Lads of that kind of ilk, you know, that have flaws in them, but are geniuses. I'm drawn to those type of people. Stevie Boy said, we talk about Chiesa not getting a game. What's gone on with Gomez? Don't seem being around at Liverpool. Well, there's been some talk, Stevie Boy, already of that AC Milan move coming along in January again. Now, look, I can't see how Liverpool can afford to sell a centre back in January unless we bring two in. But you know, we've only seen Gomez once this season from the start, if I remember correctly, and that was the Southampton game. Alex Higgins, yeah, loved Alex Higgins, absolutely. I love anyone who's a flawed genius, you know, because I think that flawed part of their persona humanizes them, you know. So that's why I'm a huge Ronnie O'Sullivan fan, and yeah, I just like flawed individuals. Toure was fun to watch. He was, yeah. Toure was very good at one point. Man, he was unstoppable in that Manchester City team in midfield. David Massett said Dennis Bergkamp for me, another absolutely astonishingly good footballer. Dennis Bergkamp's a great shout as well. Diego Costa said British colonizer. So Diego Costa for me, dude, definitely falls into that category of, if he was a Liverpool player, my God, would I have loved him. My God, I love a shithouse. And Diego Costa, one of my favourite memories of Liverpool is Hendo fronting up to Costa and giving him the eyes. Yeah, I would have liked Costa too. You know, we tried from at one point. I would have liked him at Liverpool because he's that type of guy. If he's in your team, you love him. You absolutely love him because he's winding everybody up. Ryan, how are we, dude? Said, are you happy with the lineup? Yeah, I am. I'm unhappy that Chiesa isn't in there, but can't say I'm too displeased with it. Scholes for me, small like myself, but an absolute genius. See, this is where I have to say my semi-famous line, Paul. Paul Scholes is nothing but a ginger Mark Noble. That's one of my earlier little clips that went quite viral, but got me a lot of stick. And it was put out there as a bit of bait, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's a line that I still get quoted to this day when I was saying that, yeah, Paul Scholes is nothing but a ginger Mark Noble. Cal said, hate it, but Drogba was mint. He was. Drogba was an absolute warrior up top. And if he was on it, unplayable. Liverpool fan, you'll never walk alone, said also my favourite non-Liverpool Premier League player was Kevin De Bruyne, and I will fight anyone the fact that he's the best passer the league's ever seen. So for me, De Bruyne is the only person that can hold a candle to Steven Gerrard with regards to what he could do. He was an absolute joy to watch playing, unless he was playing against your team. But Kevin De Bruyne was nothing short of sensational. A proper Premier League icon, proper Premier League legend. And a good example as well for managers and teams not to write players off early. You know, he didn't really make it at Chelsea. Went over Wolfsburg, rebuilt, came to Man City, and look, the rest is history. One of the greatest to do it in the Premier League, without a doubt. What's been your best game under Arna as our manager? Well, that's a really good question. My memory's shocking, by the way, so I'm going to try to think back to last season because I'm sure that's where the answer will come from. I enjoyed the victory over Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League at Anfield and the Real Madrid one. The reason I particularly liked the Bayer Leverkusen victory was I remember the year before when they made it all the way to the final of the Europa League and it was Jurgen's last year. I remember the argument and the debates about who would win if we had played them. And we never got that answer until we played them and then we beat them very convincingly. So I enjoyed those. Yeah, I'm like I said, my memory's shocking, so I'm just trying to think back through fixtures. Spurs, the game McAllister scored, right? And the game that we, in my mind, technically won the title in. I'm sorry, Gilan, Javi and Iniesta are better midfielders than Gerrard. Right, Keane, but what the fuck has that got to do with the best players in the Premier League? Because that's what we're discussing. We're only discussing Premier League players, mate. We're not discussing players who've played everywhere. And all the players that you've named there are absolute quality, no doubt about that, but that's not the conversation we're having, sir. Do you think maybe we get Gay in January? I'm worried about the Mark Gay situation, Darren, because I fear he may go to one of the Spanish clubs. So truth is, I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm just waiting like everybody else to see, but I'd love if we could get him in January. Liverpool versus City at Anfield last season, 2-0 was amazing. That was a really good performance, Juan. You're right, mate. That was a very, very good performance. Where am I at? Stargirl said, not a footballer, but my favourite sports person is Serena Williams. So I have different variations of favourite sports people. Like, my favourite Irish sports person is Katie Taylor, without a shadow of a doubt. I absolutely idolise that woman. She's incredible. Um, after that, loved Roy Keane, obviously. Loved Brian O'Driscoll. Looking at the world stage, favourite athletes, you'd have to put Novak Djokovic right up there. I think Novak Djokovic is one of the most mentally tough people I've ever seen out there, still doing it at the age he is. I think he's an absolute colossus mentally. I would dare to say that there probably aren't many better, maybe Michael Jordan, that have done it. But yeah, the levels that he's gone to have been incredible. Yeah, look, I could sit here and have this conversation with you guys forever, because there's so many great sportsmen and women that I admire a lot that have given us all incredible nights and incredible moments. Nick, pleased with the changes, but where is Chiesa? Unfortunately, bro, on the bench. And deserves to start. So let's wait and see. Canelo. I've never really been able to take to Canelo. I've always felt like, look, he fought everyone, I'll give him that. But I've just never been able to take to Canelo, and I really struggle when somebody's had a ban for cheating. It doesn't sit well with me when somebody's been banned for cheating. So, I think for me that took a lot of the gloss off Canelo. I never took to Floyd Mayweather. I was more of a Joe Calzaghe fan back in those days. I always hugely admired Joe as a fighter. Dave said, please give me something to believe again. I'm afraid to say Hatton to you, Dave, because you were getting very cranky at me at the live show, dude, when I said to you about not wanting to sack Salah. But, hopefully, Dave, at the end of the night, we all have something to be happy about. Pro Stock said, I was always a massive fan of Ricky Hatton. Oh, mate, I'm heartbroken that Ricky passed. I'm Irish, and there ain't many English sports people that us Irish really get behind. But how could you not love Ricky Hatton? I covered this when he tragically passed, and I'll say it again. We may never see that in boxing again. Ricky Hatton took over Las Vegas with his fans when they went over for the Mayweather fight. Ricky Hatton was everything that a role model should be. Everything. Honest, hard-working, never forgot where he came from, had time for everyone. I've never met anybody who asked him for a photo and heard the word no. I've never met anybody that had an interaction with him that wasn't positive. Promoter, fighter, friend, fan. I could sit here and discuss Ricky Hatton for hours, and I still wouldn't do him justice. He is an absolute icon, a legend, and tragically gone too soon. I'm old enough to remember the night when he fought Costa Zoo at the MEN at like ridiculous o'clock in the morning, because it was for the American audience, and stunned the world. And went on and just he carried himself so well, so well as a human being. And the saddest part about it all for me is, with his own insecurity, obviously, and the thing that happened, you wonder if he ever knew how truly loved he was. And it's not because fans didn't show him, of course, but I don't understand why people watch my channel. So I have kind of a 1% understanding of maybe what he felt, that insecurity. But my God, that man was loved. Loved. And you could see the outpouring of emotion after he tragically passed. Still shaken about it to this day, because I love them. Love the man. The detective said, what's Fede got to do to start? You're the detective. You tell me. I don't know, mate. I don't know, because he should be starting. So there isn't an answer I can give you that is going to justify him not starting, because he should be starting. Favourite actor? Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Tom Hanks, the old reliables, because they're really damn good. Colin Farrell, I think, is having a bit of a renaissance as well. Then you've got your comedic actors like your Steve Carell. I think for actors, you'd have to go an actor in each genre to give you a correct answer. Where was I? Does a Prime Carragher make this Liverpool team? Yes, he does. I'm not saying that a Prime Carragher is better than a Prime Canade, but I'm telling you, a Prime Carragher never ever gives up. Like, look at Champions League final 2005. The man couldn't stand up, cramping to bits, and he kept putting his body on the line. Kept putting his body on the line. Jamie Carragher was as honest a defender as you're going to meet. Left it all out there on the pitch, and that's why that, we all dream of a team of Carragher's song existed. But if I could put any centre back, and I wasn't around to see Jockey, I didn't get to see Hansen. It was a little bit before my time. So from my time watching, if I could pair Sammy Hyypiä with Virgil van Dijk, oh lads, can you imagine that? Imagine Big Sammy alongside Virgil. Best of luck getting past those boys. Liverpool 19 said nice shirt. Got mine on too. Yeah, it's lovely. What actually surprised me when I started wearing this jersey was the amount of people who said, "What's that shirt and where did you get it?" I think it's the first Liverpool goalkeeper shirt I've bought since I was a kid. Am I a fan of Alan Partridge? A little bit. Wouldn't say it's right up there, but I watched it and I enjoyed it. Marcus said, "What I really appreciate with you is how you remember people in the chat and have a relationship with your followers." Thank you, man. Look, I say this over and over again, but I don't view them as followers. I view them as friends. And obviously, I won't get to know every single person here, but I try to remember, where I can, because it means a lot to me that you guys are here. To rob a line from Jay-Z, you could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Gio, Hugo on the right is interesting. It definitely is, Gio, and I'm so looking forward to seeing him and Isak on the pitch together tonight. Honestly, I'm buzzing. I'm looking forward to this game now. Yeah. The Detective, I'm assuming you're a fan of The Godfather, except the third one. The third one can get in the bin, but yeah, The Godfather. Look, I've got an Oliver Stone signed, it's Scarface script, sorry. I've an Oliver Stone signed Scarface script. That's one of my pride and joy things that I have memorabilia wise. But The Godfather is right up there, and Diane Keating passed away obviously recently, and may she rest in peace. I thought she was incredible alongside Al Pacino in The Godfather. So yeah, look, it's right up there, isn't it? It's Francis Ford Coppola at his very best. Favorite UFC fighter? So until his antics outside of the octagon, McGregor would have been the answer. But honestly, Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz would probably be my answer, because he doesn't give a fuck. And I wish, I look at Lee Gunner with so much envy. I look at Nate Diaz with so much envy, because I wish I couldn't give a shit about what people say about me as much as they don't. I really, really wish. And I can promise you, when Lee says he doesn't give a shit about anyone saying that about him, he doesn't. It isn't made up. He is that comfortable in his own skin. And I really wish I was that way. So yeah, with Nate Diaz, I just love it. I love the I don't give a fuck attitude, man. I just love it. After that, who else have I enjoyed? I like Mighty Mouse when he was fighting before he switched over, because that was kind of my early days watching. Then you go back even further, Chuck Liddell. You go back further than that. Chuck Liddell was cool. And George St. Pierre. I'm not a huge UFC fan. I'm nowhere near as much as boxing. Eddie said, this is going to be a stupid question, but which one of our modern day strikers would you play with Robbie Fowler? Suarez. Imagine the tenacity of those two dudes alongside each other. If you mean somebody from the right here and now on the team we have now, Ekitike would probably be the answer, because I think he could create a lot for Robbie. But if we're going back a few years, Luis Suarez. The real Johnny Sins on Iniesta, and quite a few Football Fan Podcast, there's recently been a large contingency of Arsenal fans who genuinely think Declan Rice is better than Gerrard. I wish I was joking. So, look, Declan Rice is a very, very good midfielder. But he's not fit to lay Steven Gerrard's boots yet. But he's got a career ahead of him. Look, I always try to be fair in my assessments of players. And Declan Rice is a brilliant footballer. But he's not in the conversation with Gerrard, with De Bruyne, maybe Lampard as well. If you're talking about those era, Roy Keane's, Patrick Vieira's, he's not there. Gaming Gaz, lovely to see you back in, by the way, Gaz. And I can't but apologise, mate. I have no idea why you got banned or what it was for. But I know you. I know you. You remember? I remember you coming over when we started doing content with Adam, Gaz, and you've been here with us all the way since. So I'm really sorry that for some reason you were banned. And yeah, weekend was all right, mate. Apart from the result. Coleman said Lee is a great fella. He is, and like I said, I'm proud to call Lee a good friend. You know, spend time with him over in Spain when he came to visit our family last year over there. When we were there, he spent a couple of nights with us. Just a good dude and somebody who always has my back, and I will always have his. If Liverpool win a quadruple, will I eat 5 broccolis? No more broccolis ever again, dude. We can find another one, but no broccolis. Never eating broccoli again. Apologies to everyone at the show, you too, my lord. Nothing to apologise for, Dave. You know, we all have our moments, dude. And I'm cranky a lot of the time, so you've nothing to apologise to me for, my man. I was only having a bit of fun with you earlier on. It was lovely to see yourself, your missus, and Sinead, of course, as well. And do pass on my regards. If you could choose between winning the Premier League or the Champions League this season, which would it be? So this is a really difficult question, Safreen, because most years I would answer Champions League because I love the European Cup. But this season I'm somewhat torn because the idea of going back to back would be incredible, and it would, you know, remove any of the negative shit we had thrown at us last year about it being a poor league or whatever. I'm going to say Champions League, not because I think maybe we have a better chance of winning it, but genuinely I think that would be great to win a big one this year. If we won a Champions League, I'd be absolutely over the moon. So for me, I'll say Champions League. Is there a Manscaped offer still on here, lads? No, we ceased working with Manscaped about 4 months ago. And the reason being simply, I just thought we'd reached saturation point. They were a great brand to work with. God, I couldn't speak highly enough of them. Always looked after us, you know, always very fair with us. But I just felt we'd reached saturation point with trying to push Manscaped stuff. So we just made the decision to just, you know, go on with no sponsor for the time being, rather than just keep trying to push the same thing over and over again. Cal said Diego Sanchez and Max Holloway, dogs. Oh, Max Holloway, definitely agree, man. Absolute dog, as you said. Left it all in the octagon every time. What happened with Oosh? I can't really remember what happened there. I can't really remember. I still talk to the owner of Oosh. I genuinely can't remember what happened. Yeah, I can't remember. Is the honest answer. Gavin Gaz said Frankfurt 2, Liverpool 1. I very much hope you're wrong on that one, sir. John Bretherton said Salah and Canade are grieving hard. It's called resting, not dropping. We're talking, looking after human beings. Just a game. This is not life or death. I don't know what that's aimed at, John. Again, mate, certainly for me, I would agree with your take. Dropping is a word that, yes, I probably have used, and rotated is probably a fairer word. In regard to the grieving thing, I'm not sure if you're a regular viewer or not, but I'll try to explain my point as best as I can. I'm a big believer in what you've said, that some guys will grieve longer, harder, or differently than others, and there is no right or wrong answer to it. But what I would say to you, John, is I think it's incumbent upon the manager that if somebody is suffering a little bit more than others, to take them out of the limelight, give them that time to rest and grieve and any help that they may require. So Nothing, no pushback for me whatsoever on what you've said, John. And certainly when we use the word drop, I can always understand why somebody would prefer rested or rotated. It's more than fair for you to say that. But yeah, hope you're good, my man. Owen Dunn said, you're a great channel because you're a fan. You say what 99% of us think. Too many channels get big and care more about the business and brand. Nice to see someone who genuinely is as a fan and person. Thank you, Owen. I won't lie to you. There are moments where you think, can I be myself as much as I used to? Because, early days on the channel, I was far more sweary than I am now. So I will admit to somewhat having to taper that back a little bit, because you get to the point where when you're starting, you've got nothing to lose. You're 100% you when you've got nothing to lose. But when it starts becoming a job and you start worrying that like a stream could be demonetized and that could have a huge knock-on effect to other people, you kind of taper it back a bit. But I'll never water down my views. Never. Like, I will say what I want to say in that regard, mate, and you can always counter me for that. You might not always agree with me, but if there's criticism that I feel need to be dished out, I'm saying it, and I don't care. But yeah, like I said, I can't speak to other channels or other content creators, but I always feel like I have a duty to be honest with you, and all I've ever promised on here is consistency and that I will give you my honest take. Instead of broccoli, what about Carolina Reaper? Dude, Gary, I'm the type of fella that goes to Nando's and gets plainish and still complains about it being too spicy. If I ate a Carolina Reaper, buddy, I dare say I'd be shitting fire. And I mean that quite literally. Galileo Beast said, finally, Arne Slot changed the formation. A relief. Yep, so look, the teams are in the tunnel in Frankfurt, ladies and gentlemen. We are about 4 minutes away. If you haven't, please do hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the stream. I don't know why, but I can't see the likes. I can't see the number of likes in the new setup. Let me see if I can change it here. Nope. Yeah, I can't see the number of likes, so I have no idea if we've hit the 1,000 likes or not, because I can't see it from my end. Thank you, Keen. I did see that, mate, but not sure how to address it, Keen, the message you just sent me. I did see it, but I didn't really know what to say. 950, 998, thank you. So yeah, if you can, please do hit that like button. We've hit 1,000 every single time for the last, I think, 2 years now before the game. So if you can hit that button, please do. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, we'd love you to do that. Darren, how are you, my friend? Said, if a chance, who would you take from Man United? Who would I take from United if I could take anybody? Probably Mbeumo. I've always rated him, so probably Brian Mbeumo. Joseph said, Slot actually dropped Mo. Am I seeing things? Nope, you're not. He did make the change. But to be fair, we mentioned this earlier on. This is the second Champions League game in a row that Mo's been on the bench. Yoro or Mainu said Matthew. Cunha for Dominic. Thank you, 1.1k. Appreciate it. Thank you for helping us get there, by the way, folks. Really do appreciate that. Right, let's run through the teams one more time before we get underway. We will start off with the Eintracht Frankfurt side. 1 second. So they have Zettner, Christensen, I can't really read this out, Amanda, Koch, Tiete, Goitze, Larson, Knauf, Doan, Brown, and Bohoya. I can't really read, a bit messed up on my side. So the Liverpool team, Georgie Mamadashvili, Jeremy Frimpong, Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Kanade. A midfield of Curtis Jones, Dominic Soboslai, and we think Florian Wirtz ahead of them. Ugo Ekitike, Cody Gakpo and Alexander Isak make up the Liverpool 11. On the bench for the Reds tonight, Joe Gomez, Wataru Endo, Milos Kerkez, Alexis McAllister, Mohamed Salah, Connor Bradley, Federico Chiesa, Freddie Woodman, Rio Engamoa and Cornel Miscure. Game and Gaz said Van Dijk should be dropped and replaced. No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. He's not at his best, Gaz. I'll give you that one. But who are we dropping him for? That would be my question. I have to scroll down soon, so wait a second. So yeah, that is me scroll down all the way, Connor, and it's still not showing me. Even when I scroll down all the way to the bottom, dude, it ain't showing me. So let me see if I make it bigger. Will that help? Nope. Still doesn't show a Connor to me. Unless the screen isn't wide enough or something, I don't know. But yeah, maybe it's the wideness actually, Connor. Hang on. Nope. Just doesn't show me, Connor. Full stop. Yep, just doesn't show me, mate. I went all the way down through where you showed me and it just doesn't show me. Am I in the analytics tab? It's in stream settings. Ah, okay. Why isn't it in the analytics tab? That's weird. Ah, now I can see. Thank you. Cool. That's better, Connor. Thank you. Right, ladies and gents, we're about to get on the way. Sit back, try your best to relax, and I will take you through the game. It will be Eintracht Frankfurt kicking us off, and we're underway. We are underway. They launched the ball long upfield, but it does take a deflection off a Liverpool player, and the first ball is broken in midfield, headed by Curtis Jones. This camera angle so far is absolutely atrocious, by the way. It can't be just me. This camera angle looks... Oh, Eintracht Frankfurt in behind. Ball put behind by Van Dijk for a corner. Shocking camera angle, that. John... it's okay, Craig. Call it what you want, my man. You are spot on. A manager should take the person out to recover. I'm not criticising anything on here. Oh, good, John. Just wanted to, let you know. I don't think what you were saying was too far off at all, mate. Right, corner to Frankfurt here. 41 seconds on the clock. They go short with it. Ball played in then. Canade heads it away. Second ball back in. Cleared by Liverpool. We're coming up to 1 minute, which I will sync up for you guys now. It is now at 1 minute and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right. Lee said, looking forward to starting lineup. This is Arna's first 11 choice after his transfers, except for Kirkes and Allison missing. This will work, I hope. And Brian said, let's have a better result tonight. Great to see you, my friend, and the wonderful AA fans Sunday. And happy birthday to Brian LFC USA. It's his birthday today. So can we get some love hearts in the chat for Brian? Turns 21 today. It was lovely seeing you as well, Brian, and Vernon and Laurie. Really enjoyed the weekend with you. Right. Frankfurt looking to play out. Liverpool's press comes on. Frankfurt cut inside. Ball goes back. Come on, the Reds. That Frankfurt shirt's all right, Again, Liverpool pretty much have everybody back behind the ball now. So looking at the formation, I would say a 4-4-2 based off what I'm seeing. It looks like Ekitike and Isak are up top together. So I would say this looked more like a 4-4-2 personally in the early exchanges. Press comes on from Frimpong. It's back with the Frankfurt keeper, goes out right-hand side. Ball in over the top. Canade is coming across to cover Van Dijk's position here. Frankfurt still in possession. Ball slipped in behind. Jones does well, comes across and shepherds it behind for a Liverpool goal kick. So what do we reckon? What do you guys think formation-wise from what you've seen so far? For me, it's looking a 4-4-2, but again, that's just a very vague, cursory glance at it. Right, Frankfurt again. Liverpool have barely had the ball since this game started. 3 minutes, 15 seconds in. Frankfurt have been dominating possession. Again, Frankfurt moving it across their back line. Goes past Isak. Too easily, Alexander. You got to put in more work rate than that, mate. Again, Frankfurt managed to play around. Gets the Frimpong. He wins the ball back, but it's dispossessed. And now he gives away. No, not a free kick. Referee says, get up. Well done, referee. Well done, referee. Now Liverpool on the counter. Andy Robertson now on the left-hand side. Ball in, looking for Ekitike. Frankfurt defender gets there ahead of him and wins the ball back. Come on, boys. Wakey, wakey. 100% this is 4-4-2. You can clearly see it. There's Jones winning the ball back. Well done, Curtis. Now it's Wirtz. Who's that to, Florian? Fuck's sake, wake up. Yeah, it's the 4-4-2. It has to be 4-4-2. You've got Wirtz on the right, Gakpo on the left, Jones and Szoboszlai in the central two positions with Ekitike and Isak up top. Again, Frankfurt on the attack. Canada gets a foot in to win it back. Second ball breaks now. Szoboszlai. He goes back to Mamardashvili. Out to Andy Robertson. Gaz said you're bad in the first 5 minutes of the game. In this game, I wouldn't say we're bad yet. We just haven't really got the ball, Gaz. So far this season, we've had some quick starts in some games, but ultimately just not enough good performances, mate. Jones goes out left side. The Gakpo. Szoboszlai. Virgil. Out left side again. To Jones. Gakpo. Back to Curtis Jones. Jones plays one in. Oh, unlucky. Tried to dink one over looking for Isak. Just a little bit too much on it and it goes through to the Frankfurt keeper. Interesting. Yes, guys, at least not 62 seconds. Yes, mate. I'm aware. I was head in hands in 62 seconds, guys. Could be worse though, mate. Could have been 7-0 though, right? Let's not forget that. Or the 5. So 6 minutes on the clock. Liverpool barely having any of the ball so far, but not really a chance created by either side. Ibu. Jones. Out to Andy Robertson. Back to Curtis Jones. Jones turns into trouble and is dispossessed. Fuck me. Frankfurt now. Liverpool trying to get bodies back. Uh-oh. Lucky ricochet goes through. Frankfurt 1-on-1. Good save, Georgie. Good save, fella. Offside flag then eventually goes up. But I don't know how it can be offside when it came off a Liverpool player. I don't know how this could be offside because it comes off a Liverpool player. So I've no idea. And he wasn't either way. So this would have stood in my opinion. But Mamardashvili gets down with a good strong hand, low right hand side. Good save, Georgie. Again, look, we're our own worst enemies. Jones goes to make a tackle and it ricochets through, and that's where they got their chance from. Wirtz on the ball now. Inside to Dom. Back to Florian Wirtz. Szoboszlai. Switch it. Switch it. Virgil. Back to Dom. Virgil. Robertson, come on, boys. Again, it's all in front of them. Move the ball. Szoboszlai. Wirtz. Little 1-2, but the ball back to him's not good enough from Ekitike. Liverpool have the second ball, though. Szoboszlai. Oh, good ball in to Isak. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Lovely ball over the top. Isak takes a touch, tries to flick it. Keeper was right on top of him by the time he tries to flick it, but good vision from Dominic Szoboszlai there. Did I just fart? I did, yeah. That's why I turned off the sound on the audio. I didn't want you to have to listen to it, but yes, you're right. Whenever you see me do this, the odds are I'm probably farting, mate. Right. Frankfurt in possession now. Just inside their own half, far side of the pitch. Come on, boys. Ball over the top. I don't think Frimpong should have been letting that bounce. Well done, Wirtz. Well done, Flo. Well done. Now, play around that press. Good ball. Good ball into Cody. Come on, boys. Come on. Out to Isak. Come on. Strike. Keeper left. Good save. Better. Better football, boys. Come on. Good stuff. Good stuff. Florian Wirtz gets around the first press. Then plays the ball out left-hand side to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo cuts inside. Slides it right side of the penalty area to Isak. His touch drags him wide, but he gets a shot away. Keeper gets down with his left hand and touches it round the near post. Much better. Much better. Right, here we go. Liverpool corner. Szoboszlai to take it. Right hand side. Ball in. Van Dijk wins the header. Then it comes off a Frankfurt player. There's a head injury, so the ref's going to have to stop it. 2 players down, actually, from Frankfurt. Michael Oliver, if you're having a look at this, mate, this is actually how you're supposed to referee a game of football, dickhead. You know, when players are down with their head, Michael, you're supposed to stop the game, not just let United go up and score. So, well done, referee, for actually doing his job. "10 minutes on the clock, nearly 11 minutes, still 0-0, but we're starting to create a little bit. You know, Frankfurt controlled the ball for the first 5 minutes of the game. Liverpool's starting to find their way into it now. Dominic Szoboszlai looked like he had a good little link up there with Isak, who was unlucky. He's had a couple of little sniffs of goals so far. Donny, Albert, appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks, Craig. Always appreciate your commentary. Happy Halloween. Go Reds, WFM. Thank you, Venus of Santa Cruz. Always try to keep people as up to date as I can who maybe can't watch the game. So, right now, Szoboszlai centre circle. Options left and right. Moves the ball, goes out to Jeremy Frimpong, who's quite advanced. Again, his first touch doesn't look great. It's a bit heavy, but he gets it to Wirtz. Back with Frimpong. Szoboszlai. Ball into Ugo Ekitike. Virgil. Andy Robertson now, left side. Goes further left to Cody Gakpo. Robbo tries a cross. It's blocked by the Frankfurt player, but Dominic Szoboszlai is there to win the second ball. Don't you dare go backwards, Virgil or Ibu. Wirtz now. Cuts back inside. Rolls it across to Virgil. Out to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo goes inside and back to Curtis Jones. Szoboszlai. Tries to thread the ball through. Takes a little ricochet. And it's back with the Frankfurt left back. He clears it, but it's going to be intercepted by Georgi Mamardashvili and Liverpool regain possession. Keen, all good, my man, Keen Owen. I hope things are better for you soon, my man. I appreciate you dropping in. Daniel Bell, thank you. I honestly appreciate your kind words, mate. Right. Lolly said, please guide us through this game. Cannot watch it. I will indeed, sir. I will indeed. To throw into Liverpool now, Lolly, far side of the pitch. Taking quickly. Gakpo. Curtis Jones. Dominic Szoboszlai. Kanade now. Ball into Isak. Isak out wide to Frimpong, right hand side. Wirtz. Frimpong. Back to Dom. Offside though. Offside in that little 1-2. Yep, linesman was spot on. Frimpong had wandered into an offside position. Come on, the Reds. 14 minutes on the clock. Come on. Frankfurt tried to slip it in down our left-hand side, but it goes straight at a play. Liverpool throw, which Virgil gets on with quickly. Jones, Szoboszlai. Centre of the park. The ball's out left, mate. The ball's out left. Virgil. Curtis Jones. Curtis seen lots of the ball here inside the first 15 minutes, as is Dominic Szoboszlai. It looks, oh, that's a good ball. That is a good ball. Isak. Left side of the penalty area. He's dragged quite wide. Ball back to Jones. Jones trying to slip one in. It's blocked by the Frankfurt players. And they look to spring a counter-attack. Liverpool press is smothering them. Come on, the boys. Well in. Well in, Dom. That's it, boys. Better. Virgil now. Liverpool starting to get on the front foot in this game. Canade. Curtis Jones. We're holding more width anyway. Look at Frimpong and Gakpo. The width is certainly much better. They're both hugging the touchline. And here is Cody Gakpo. Back to Curtis Jones. Virgil van Dijk. Wirtz again to Jones. Jones out to Frimpong. Now we need support. Frimpong tries to go around the outside. He's out-muscled. How is that a free kick, referee? Come on. Stargirl said, I think this is the best system for our players and we can rotate Salah as one of the strikers. It's up to the players now. It's certainly been interesting watch, Stargirl, in the first 15 minutes with this formation. And I think we look a bit better balanced, if I'm being honest, so far. Still interesting to see, though. It's the right back who's getting more advanced. Now, Andy Robertson has been in advanced positions, but certainly seems to be Frimpong that's holding a higher position. Jones, again, a little bit too much taken out of that ball and he's dispossessed in midfield. Come on, boys. Press. Press. There's one of them fucking Virgil headers going to nobody in particular. We really need to start understanding defensive headers need to be aimed and not just headed forward. Mamardashvili. Out to Jeremy Frimpong, who's injured. Frimpong receives the ball and then stops immediately and he's injured. I don't know what's up with him, but he's now sitting down injured. Hard to see what it is. Yeah, really hard to see what happened or what's hurting him. But immediately he was kind of limping straight away, and he puts his hand up there to the referee to stop the game. Looks like Garner's going to be forced into an early change here. So not working on any particular area of his body. If I'm guessing, I'm saying left ankle, but and here comes the change. Yep, so Arna forced into the change. Connor Bradley coming on to replace Jeremy Frimpong. Aaron says hamstring. Is it? It looked. I couldn't tell, mate, because he wasn't holding one particular area. But if it's a hamstring, that's worrying because that was the injury that had him out recently, right? Unlucky for Jeremy. So 19 minutes in now, and Aaron already forced to make that change. Just to confirm, Jeremy Frimpong off, Connor Bradley on. Zach said, "Hola, Craig, or any improvement in play style?" I've preferred this system, mate, to be honest. I think we've looked better balanced, but obviously we're only 20 minutes in, and it's hard to get a complete read on it, but I think we look better balanced with it. Bradley now back to Dominic Szoboszlai, running across the pitch. He's in the centre of the park. Virgil, back to Dom. Where are Liverpool on the table? No idea. Harrison, haven't paid any attention to the Champions League table, mate. I'll look at it after the game when we know where everyone sits after the fourth game, or what is it, third game, Champions League? 1, 2. This is the third game, right? In the Champions League for us? Wirtz. Jones. 17th is the answer, according to people there. Robertson. Out to Gakpo. Tries to go around the outside, but he's challenged dispossessed. It's a throw into Liverpool far side of the pitch. So, yeah, definitely is the third one. I remember we beat Atletico 3-2, and then we lost, obviously, to Galatasaray 1-0, but I couldn't remember if we had another one or not. Gakpo, wide left. Good footwork. Gets it back to Jones. Jones to Robertson. Plays it round the corner to Cody. Cody's crossed, blocked. Did it take a double ricochet? No. Corner kick, says the referee. Looked like that might have taken a double deflection back off Gakpo, but so I'm going to guess here the ref's going to give a free out because I think he'll realise his mistake, and if any Eintracht Frankfurt player goes down, watch the ref give a free out here. So Gakpo with the corner. Ball in. And what did I say? What did I say was going to happen? There you are. Right on cue. Referee gives a free out. Now, it was a free out. It was a free. There's no argument about that. Canade pushed them, but you can see it coming a mile away. It was a free. For what it definitely was a free. But I just knew that was going to be coming anyway. Throw in. Right side. Halfway line. Szoboszlai gets on with it quickly. Cross to Jones. Robertson. Back to Jones. See, Isak drops quite deep there to look for the ball. Out now right side, Connor Bradley. Back to Ugo Ekitike. Again, our fullback's offside. They're too far advanced. Bradley was caught. And now we've seen Frimpong a few minutes before that just wander, look, lazily into an offside position. Linesman right there, right in front of him. Just about to hit the 23-minute mark. Still Frankfurt 0, Liverpool 0. Chelsea gone 1-0 up in their game, by the way. Just seen that flash up on the screen. Well done, Virgil. Leaves it go through to Georgie. Jones. Out to Andy Robertson. Dominic Szoboszlai. Little 1-2 of Wirtz. Now it's across with Robbo. Look at the position Bradley's in here. He's in acres of space if he switched the ball. Look, Bradley, give it. He fucking made the run as well. Head up. This position Bradley's in is similar to the way teams get at us, but we're not switching the ball. If Bradley pulls back now, they've shifted back across and the gap is closed. The ball was there to Bradley. He even put his arm up to call for it. Wirtz now. Back inside to Curtis Jones. Virgil. Out left side to Robbo. Little 1-2 with Ekitike. Another ball in from Robbo. Gakpo can't quite control it. And Eintracht Frankfurt trying to clear the lines here, but making hard work of it. It'll be straight back at them, though, as Canada recovers the ball for Liverpool. Curtis Jones. Halfway inside the Eintracht Frankfurt half, right-hand side. Wirtz. Come on, Flo. Lino, can you not see him grabbing his fucking arm? No. Wirtz is going to have to work on his strength because he's getting brushed off the ball in games too easily. Frankfurt play around our press into midfield. Now they've got space down this right-hand side. Canada comes across the cover. Ball play back in again. Look at the space here. Out right side of the penalty area. Frankfurt. Strike. And it's 1-0. Fuck me. So easy. So easy. It's just not good enough. Our defence is a joke. It's a joke. Couple of passes and they're through again. Move the ball quickly and we're opened up. Strike in off the far post. It's 1-0 Frankfurt. Comes from Wirtz, like I said, being too weak in possession and losing the ball. Now, a lot happened after that, but it comes from Wirtz being dispossessed. Then, a couple of quick balls in, gets past the first press. Then they're in acres of space. They work it into the right channel. One simple ball back inside. Again, no one anywhere near them. Then it's far side of the penalty area. And Robbo not getting a block in. Just that shot shouldn't have even got to the goal. Robbo should have blocked it. Fuck, it's just nonsense. It's just bullshit defending again. Fuck's sake. Our defence, man. It's a fucking joke. I'm in a hotel in Benidorm. You're 20 seconds ahead. I can't ask the barman to pause. $1 million question. Your opinion should slaughter the players. I would say 70% slot, 30% players, mate. Isak now. Dispossessed again. Second ball. Come on, boys. Gaz said, like watching robots in your back line so bad. I'm aware, Gaz. I'm aware of quite how bad our defence is. They're all running around like headless chickens, dude. There was 3 of them around the player there and he still managed to find a pass straight past them. How does Andy Robertson not get out there and make a block on the shot as well? It's the lack of aggression out of the defending is just deplorable. I don't know what else to say. You look at teams we play against, you watch them defending. Players are putting their bodies on the line, getting blocks in, throwing themselves in front of the ball. Our lads are too fucking cool to go to ground. Throw a leg out and hope for the best. Like, it's just not good enough. There's no aggression in the defending, and it starts from the captain. Robertson. Jones. Back out to Robertson. Cross in. Cleared by Frankfurt for another Liverpool corner. Two 0 to Chelsea now against Ajax. Moise Caicedo with their second. Kevin said, "Don't worry, it's the low block's fault, right, Arna?" Yep. If he fucking mentions that afterwards, mate, I'm gonna lose me shit, because that was just us not being awake when we're defending. It was as simple as that. I'm just gonna mess around with some of the color on this screen. Actually, 1 second. Corner here. Ball in. Easily headed away by Frankfurt again. There we go. I think that's a bit better. So, same old, same old. 1-0 down. And any banter that's coming our way, by the way, in the chat. This is one thing I want to say to our mods. Do let people come in and banter us. Do let them come in and mock us a bit, because they're allowed to. You know, this is football. I know we don't like seeing it, but they're perfectly entitled to do it. So do keep that in mind. Because, look, I think of it this way. I give it out. I give the banter out. I'm happy to take it back when we're not playing well. So, yeah, do keep that in mind, mods. It sucks, but people deserve to banter us, because if this was an Arsenal, I'd be bantering them. Just fucking... Where's the aggression gone from our play, lads? I just don't understand it. We just look so easy. Just easy. Just look mentally broken. Nightmare to the AM said, "We look so pedestrian at the moment. We need to win." I'd love to hear from some opposition fans, by the way. I know you guys are in the chat to have a bit of banter with us and that sound, but I'd genuinely love to hear your opinion on what you think is wrong with this Liverpool team. So any other clubs fans, do let us know, because, you know, obviously we're in this Liverpool bubble and we look at it with red tinted eyes. So your take on what you're seeing from Liverpool genuinely would be welcome. Wirtz now. Ball back inside to Jones. Liverpool appealing for a handball. Referee says no. United fan, it's unbalanced in midfield. Pressure in the centre-backs. It's a good shout. Certainly defending. I'm a big believer, mate, in defending starting from the front. And once they play around that first press of ours into midfield, like you've said, it's too easy. It's too easy to just walk through after that. JJ Drumming, thank you, mate. And Not From Here said, "Gakpo getting on my nerves so much. Honestly, man, I just wish he spend a little bit more time going around the outside just to give the defender." Now, he tried it once in this game and it didn't come off, but time after time, Gakpo gets the ball, cuts inside, and then we're into a high traffic area and it's more difficult again. Bradley here. Look, nobody to the right of Bradley. Fucking nobody again. Soboslai out to Gakpo, left side. Ball in. Oh, unlucky Connor Bradley. Connor Bradley comes in at the back post, header down, it's on target, and the keeper touches it around the corner. Touches it around the post for a Liverpool corner. Stargirl said they're just not pressing. The system is right. It's the players not playing. It's on the players this time. It's schoolboy errors. I agree with the lack of a press. It's nowhere near intense enough. It's nowhere near fast enough. It's just no aggression in our play, Stargirl, for me. No aggression whatsoever. Corner in. Another one headed away, easily dealt with. And another free kick out. How many fucking free kicks are we going to... Every corner, we're giving away a free kick. Every corner. It's just bullshit. So even the set piece chances we're getting, we're fouling. Slotball said, "Why is Chiesa not starting this game?" Your guess is as good as mine, sir. The 1080 Pixel said Liverpool play loose and at the minute too loose. There's just, look again, look at the space. Look at this space again. One ball around the press and the whole pitch opens up for our opposition. It's a shambles. Again, look at Robertson. Man to the left over his shoulder. Pull out wider, Robbo. Pull out wider. Let Virgil do some fucking work and cover. Again, little 1-2 and they're around us. Ball back. And it breaks and Robbo clears the edge of the penalty area. Here we go. Here's a chance. Go on, Hugo. Go on, fella. Go on. Hugo Ekitike. 1-1. Hugo. Whoop, whoop. 1-1. Great counter-attacking goal. Hugo Ekitike. Oh. Hugo Ekitike. Oh. 1-1. What a good counter-attacking goal. What a good counter-attacking goal. One ball from Andy Robertson and Hugo Ekitike is in on the shoulder and in behind, and Liverpool are level. That'll do. That'll do. You don't blame it on the sunshine. You don't blame it on the moonlight. You don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Go on, Newlon. I just can't control my feet. 1-1. Now, let's build on this. Good finish, Hugo. He had a lot of work to do there. It was a good ball from Andy Robertson. It was Hugo against 3 Frankfurt defenders. He got the better of them, moved into a central position. Keeper comes out and he tucks it past them. Hugo Ekitike continues his great start to his Liverpool career. Oh. Hugo Ekitike. Oh. Did he celebrate? No, he did the hands up thing. That singing is shocking, man. I've never claimed to be a good singer, dude. I just don't give a fuck. You know, I'm here to have a good time. I'm not on American Idol or Britain's Got Talent. You don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. You don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Look, I'm just happy we put the ball in the net. I'm not expecting the record label to be kicking me door down, offering me a 5 record deal. 3 record deal would be enough, I'd say. Right, lads, come on. Let's build on this now. Wirtz. That was great centre forward play. And look, good ball from Andy Robertson as well. Another Liverpool corner. Try not to foul this time, lads. Come on, boys. Better. Can I whistle? I can. I whistle inwardly though, is that weird? I whistle in and not out. Please win this game, said Gio, I beg. Koopy said that's why Robbo should play instead of Kirkes. It was a great ball, mate. A great ball. And still had a lot of work to do, Ekitike, but he did it. Right. Corner from Szoboszlai. Ball in. Another Frankfurt player on the ground, but this time the ref doesn't blow up. Szoboszlai scurries to win it back and has to go back to Georgi Mamardashvili. Come on, boys. Move it. Quicker. Another Liverpool corner. Come on, boys. Far side. Looking well and healthy, Craig. Thank you, Mr. Radcliffe. Appreciate that. Colzer said, if we don't win this, we're lucky to get through the next round. Real Madrid at home and Inter away. Really tough. We should be winning this game, Colzer. You know, if we can't be beating Eintracht Frankfurt, we really shouldn't be having much hope of winning the Champions League. So, ball in. Goal! 2-1. Virgil van Dijk. Whoop, whoop. Finally, 2-1. Gets in. Virgil van Dijk. He's a centre half. He's a number 4. Watch him defend and we watch him score. He'll pass the ball, come as you like. Who is he? It's Virgil van Dijk. He's Virgil van Dijk. See? Simples. Give him something to work with. Van Dijk gets in. Past the keeper before he knows it. 2-1. Whoop whoop. I got spoilers in the chat because for some reason people were ahead of us, even though I'm on Sky Satellite Dish. I did get spoilers and I was wondering, are they just trolling or... But yeah, ball in and there's Virgil with the header. 2-1. Liverpool have turned it round here in very quick time. Much more like it, boys. Come on. Haven't done this in a while, but... Whoo! Stian said, we attack too slowly. The ball goes sideways too much. Every time we're direct, we're dangerous. When will Slot understand this? Right. Frankfurt now on the attack again. Ball pulled across. Oh, what a challenge. What a challenge, Connor Bradley. That should have been 2-all. That should have been 2-all. But Bradley did what Robertson didn't do, which was get the block in. Well done, Connor Bradley. Frankfurt pulled us apart again. Pulled the ball back across the penalty area spot. And then they get a strike away. And Bradley gets down with a block in. Come on, the boys. Good defending that from Connor Bradley. Throw in. Again, headed away. Another Frankfurt player gone down. This time it's in our penalty area. Don't stop the game. It's a fucking ankle injury. If they want to stop the game, put it out. If they want to stop the game, put the ball out. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. By the way, I did get the whole audience to sing that at our live show in Liverpool, like I promised. And they all did it like legends. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. Master Halax said, brought them into a false sense of security. Have faith. Craig, what did I just join to? A sing-along. It's Craig's Nursery Rhymes Hour. Welcome along. How do I feel about Memorabilia at the moment? Still unsure. Still unsure. He's made a good save in this game. The one that went in off the post was a good strike, but I'm not 100% confident just yet, to be honest. Larson is a player United and Liverpool need. He is somebody we'd looked at, Gaz. I think I might be wrong on this, mate, and if I am, I apologise. But I think he had an ankle injury or an injury at the end of the season. But he was somebody that certainly our name was being bandied about with at one point. Just watching back the Ugo Ekitike goal now, and he had a lot to do, and he did it very well. I love when a forward runs across the front of a tracking back defender because it's either let him go or foul him and get sent off. So you give them a decision to make. And then Verge goes up the other end, gets a header, and it's 2-1. That's more like it. Nevlin said, Craig, scary for me how we look better without Mo. I like the idea of the two boys up top. I have to say, I mentioned it even though we went 1-0 down, but we did seem like the 4-4-2 was suiting us better. Frankfurt now on the attack again. Ball slipped in. Van Dijk's there. Plays it to Robbo. Soboslai. Across to Bradley. There you go. That's how we open up a bit of space. Now around the corner. That's it, boys. Yes, Hugo. Back inside. Oh, that's some good football, Frankfurt put it behind for a corner. That is some good football, lads. More of that, please. Round the corner. Move the ball quickly. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Jack said, hi, Craig. How's Isak and Verts playing? Verts, I'm still not going to say he's playing well. I think he's doing okay. Still looks too lightweight in possession at times, but he's starting to make things happen a bit more. If you can get the ball quickly into him and move quickly, don't be static. Give it to him a go. Give him an option. I think he's at his best. And Isak has had a couple of chances, certainly getting into the game more. So yeah, so far, not so bad. But I definitely prefer... There's 3-1. Sure, it's 3-1 now. Canade's in with a header. 3-1. Can I get an amen? Whoop, whoop! Ibu! 3-1. Defenders coming up clutch now. Here we go. Set piece FC. Liverpool 3-1 up. Turned it round from 1-0 down. Whoop, whoop! Ibrahim Kanade. Big Ibu. Burying the header. Both of our centre-backs today showing up. There you go. Great ball from Szoboszlai as well. Powerful, dominant header from Ibu. Brushes his man off, gets to the 6-yard line. Boom, have a bit of that. Look at that. Bang. Have a bit of that, son. Go on. Go on, Ibu. Boom. You ain't saving that, fella. You ain't saving that. Gets in. Gets in. Aaron, Ronan said, my first ever Liverpool game was the 5-1 over Spurs. Now I'm going back next week to see Aston Villa. Hopefully we're going to get a win. I hope you enjoy the trip. I really do, Aaron. And great first game to go over to, bro. What a header. Oh, lads, this is it. This is the way. More of this, please. Good that we turned this around from the 1-0 deficit and are 3-1 up by half-time. 4 minutes added on by the referee at the end of the first half. If you're just joining us, goals from Hugo Ekitike, from Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Kanade have turned a deficit into an advantage for the Reds. Set piece FC, go on. Bradley, look at that tenaciousness. Go on, Bradley. Connor Bradley looks on it today. I know he only came on as a sub, but he looks on it. Love it. Adam Brown said that goal will be big for Ibu's confidence. As it should be. He always gets himself in some good positions, but he's been unfortunate with some of his headers in recent weeks. I remember... I want to say it was one of his first Champions League games for us. Didn't he score a brace against Benfica of headers, if I remember? And I remember thinking to myself, God, if we just scored an absolute set-piece animal here, he's going to be banging in headers. Ekitike now, right-hand side. Ball into Wirtz, whose touch is a little bit heavy. And Frankfurt are able to clear their lines. Come on, the Reds! They can't get out, though. Dominic Szoboszlai has it back. LIV! ERP, OOL, Liverpool FC. Come on, the boys. God, it's been a while since we've actually felt like, winning a game. It feels good, this. I could get used to it. Bit more of this, please, lads. Isak. Again, Frankfurt just about clear the lines. Stian Christiansen said, do you think we need to go out and buy a DM in the January window? I do, mate. Yeah, I do. There was some interesting stuff doing the rounds, which I'll talk about at halftime regarding Alexis McAllister, and it'll kind of lean into my thoughts on it at halftime, Stian. Jack Elgood said, is it just me who would start Bradley over Frimpong? Yes, I agree. Look, Bradley hasn't been brilliant either this season, but so far in this game, since he's come on, he looks absolutely top-notch. Brian said, do we finally figure out the low block? Yeah, move it quicker, Brian. That's the answer, mate. Move it quicker. Gaz said, we know you play Blad in the second, so 3-3. Gaz, respectfully, stop. I know you're trying to banter us, mate, but you're just being... I don't know, mate. Banter's banter, but I took it when we went 1-0 down. Now we're 3-1 up. So I'm going to say we're not going to capitulate and draw 3-3, bro. I'm going to say we're going to go on and win the game by a few more goals. Best seen play in a while. That header was brilliant, said Jack. Thank you, Jack. Jack Nickel, appreciate you. And again, Gaz, don't be getting ahead of yourself as a United fan, mate. You beat us in fair play. You got your plaudits for it, but you're still shit. You're still languishing away in the league, and we still beat you 7-0 and 5. So, relax about it. You're talking to the fans of the most successful team in English football history, bro. And don't forget it. Half-time it is, ladies and gentlemen, and it is Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 3. Liverpool fall behind early doors, but a great goal from Hugo Ekitike with a lovely assist from Andy Robertson made it 1-1. That was then quickly followed by 2 headers from corners. Virgil van Dijk with the first one and Ibrahim Konate with the second one. And Liverpool lead by 3-1. Jack Elgood said, this season makes me miss Fabinho more and more. I agree, but let's not forget the Fabinho that left Liverpool. The Fabinho that left Liverpool wasn't the same Fabinho that was at his brilliant best at Liverpool. So I do think we've seen the best years of him. I'm just making sure I haven't missed... this one. Andreas said, have you heard of Konstantinos Karatas? I haven't, mate. No, I haven't. Sorry, I missed that one, mate, initially during the celebrations, I think. MSG Game said, hi, Craig. Hope everyone is well. Chiesa sub later. Yeah, we should get on. We should have started and met most of our opinions, but look, I'll take being 3-1 up after going 1-0 down, so I'm more than happy with the turnaround. And look, hang on, let me ask this as a poll question. 1 second. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Right, that's this one. Right, so question I'm going to ask you guys at halftime is, do you like this 4-4-2 system that we're seeing from Arna in the first half? Because to me, that very much was a 4-4-2 that we were looking at. I said it was giving us more balance, even though we were too easily played around to concede the first goal. And again, it was us being dispossessed in the opponent's part of the pitch. But it looks like we're better balanced to me. And I don't know if that's personnel or formation or a mixture of both, but definitely feel like this is a better balanced team. Tony said, hey, Craig, hope family are okay. Always happy to see you. Appreciate you, Tony. Same to you, mate. Hope your family are well. Roger said, do you think we're struggling to integrate Isak? No. Sorry. Sort of no. Some of it is down to the fact that he was much later in than everybody else and was building up fitness. I do feel that we're seeing more opportunities for him in this game, having Ekitike alongside him and also having Szoboszlai and Wirtz in behind him. There was a couple of nice balls played into him. One forced the keeper to a save at his near post. The other, keeper came out and smothered it before he could dink it over him. So I do think we're starting to see a little bit more from Alexander Isak. But I want to say, for me in that first half, Szoboszlai was really good. Curtis Jones was very good. I thought Conor Bradley, when he came on, immediately made a difference and we looked good there. But still concerned that when we turned over possession, we were so easily countered for that first goal. Jordan Hunnable said, I don't bloody believe it. Who would have thought if we don't make 65 sideways passes before we inject some pace into the game, we score and create chances? Nessie said we really, really, really needed these goals. Yes, we did. We especially minimum needed to get back level at half time. But to go 3-1 up that quickly, I'd be a liar if I said I was expecting it, Nessie, but I'm very happy for it. Joseph Purvis said, sloppy and watching Mike Bassett with the 4-4-2. Yeah, names down in the back of a Benson and Hedges box as well. Liverpool will be playing 4-4-2. Yes, some of you are in our Mike Bassett, why not? Eddie Cox Wilkins said, would you play the same formation Saturday? Yeah, I would, Eddie. Sorry, I paused for a second there to think, mate. I would. I still want to see Chiesa get a chance in this game, but so far, that's the only thing I'd really say. Maybe stick Ekitike on the left side and get Chiesa in on the right side. Maybe somebody mentioned at the start of the show when we found out the formation, and I think it could be a good shout. Is there anything to be said now if we do go to a 4-4-2 system to put Mo as one of the two? So maybe you rotate between Salah, Ekitike, and Isak for 2 of the 3 in the central position. Because I think it would be far better served for us to have Mo closer to goal than to be out wide trying to make things happen again. So if we're going to stick to a 4-4-2 system, I'd like to say why not? Why not bring Mo in as one of the 2? Zach said 6 shots on target. Wake me up, I'm dreaming. I know, dude. It's great. And I was fearing the worst after we went 1-0 down. Frimpong injured again and want more from Isak, said Darren. Yeah, really unfortunate with that injury. I agree. And it is a concern because it's a couple now already this season. Denzel said, how can Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Ruin and Maka fit in 4-4-2 system? I don't want to see constantly Wirtz on the wings. It'll be interesting if Gravenberch is in there as well. Because I get what your point is about Wirtz on the wings, but I still think in the 4-4-2 or the way we're playing, it just gives us a better balance. Totally understand your point about Wirtz on the right-hand side, but really, I'm preferring it from what I'm seeing so far, but, you know, everyone to their own opinion. Julian Mendes said, Connor's playing really well, but the fact he can't get a yellow gives me anxiety. Oh yeah, I forgot if he gets a yellow card, Julian, that he's suspended from the Madrid game, mate. I forgot about that one. So yeah, that is something to keep an eye on. Of course, we do have Gomez as well as an option should he pick up a yellow. Pitside FC said, football is simple, Craig, isn't it? Not complicating the tactics and getting back to basics. I hope Slot has figured that out already. So, I don't know who said this quote. I don't know if it was Cloughie or somebody else, but the quote basically is, football is a simple game complicated by idiots. And at times I do feel we overthink things. And you're right, it's not a complicated game, you know? Go out there, do what you need to do, play the ball simply, find a red man, put in the effort, run the hard yards, close down, defend, and you won't go too far wrong. So yeah, something always felt a little bit too regimented with the way Arne wanted these guys to move the ball around. And it didn't look like it worked for us. It didn't look like it worked in the Premier League. Chad said, hey Craig, this feels good. I was only thinking of you, Chad. I hope things are well with the young lad, mate. I meant to email you about that. I hope he's doing well. And yeah, it does feel good, dude, definitely. Playing simple football is the hardest, said It's JB. Well, these are professional footballers, bro. And the simple thing should be second nature to them. What else we got? Craig O'Clock Dan said Robbo's vision is still world class. Look, that ball for Ekitike was top notch from Andy Robertson. Like, brilliant. And Ekitike still had a lot to do. Like, he had 3 players left. So Connor wants me to just bring this up for you. So have a look at some of the positions. 1 second. So here you can see the positions of Liverpool when in attack in the game. So you can see how high up there Frimpong is. Now, if you look at it, right, and this is what I mentioned during the game, so I'm glad this backed it up. I did say to you that Frimpong looked like on the right-hand side, he was holding a far higher position than Andy Robertson on the left. And if you look at these average positions here in attack, you can see what I'm talking about, with Robertson almost making up the third centre-back in that position. So in attack, we switched to that, 3-2-5 system almost, where Gakpo's given the width on the left-hand side, Robbo staying back and giving a bit of cover there for a back 3. Then you've got Szoboszlai and Jones in the middle, and then you've got our 5 forwards in attack. So good graphic. Thank you to Connor for sending it on to me as well. But it kind of just backed up what I was thinking myself looking at it, that Frimpong was holding a higher position than Robbo on the opposite side. Sam said Salah up top's a show. Older wingers move there. It's been something, Sam, many of us have kind of expected to see happen at some point with Mo. Like you've said, Father Time is unbeaten, and players like, Ronaldo changed position as he got older. Messi kind of changed position a bit when he got older. And I always expected that Salah may move centrally. So, who knows if this is going to be a long-term thing from Arna or not, but I certainly think it'd be worth a shout if you were to give Mo a shot through the middle. Flay to Schley said, not having a 6 in there still hurts us on the counter-attacks. Yep, more than fair, mate, more than fair. But Gakpo not being there today, or excuse me, Gravenberch not being there today is kind of something we could avoid. But I get maybe you could put Endo in there, but I guess it's just trying to find a balance between creating and then when you turn over possession, not being as open as we are. And once again, unfortunately, the goal we conceded came from Liverpool losing possession with Florian Wirtz, and then it's a few simple passes through and they're opened up. Uncanny Avenger said, I hope Chiesa gets 30 minutes, but I expect Salah too. I'm the same. I want Fede to get a chance out there as well. But interestingly, if Isak gets subbed off, say, I wouldn't mind seeing Mo get brought on alongside Ekitike centrally, just to see if there's any legs to that moving forward, if it would work moving forward. Louis Miller said, hey Craig, good vibes and fairground rides to you. This game can be a stepping stone for Wirtz. Confidence playing against a familiar team, right? It felt like the right one, didn't it? Same for Frimpong, same for Ekitike. Familiar environment, teams and they've played against before. And look, I'm not going to lie, Louis, I'm still not 100% happy with what I'm seeing from Wirtz. Some good stuff, but again, dispossessed for our goal, too lightweight on the ball. So there are still some things I think he can do better, but we're looking better. More balanced is the fairest I can be about it. Now, of course, would we be still sitting here as positive if we were still 1-0 down? Probably not. But before we went 1-0 down, I did say that I liked the balance in what I was seeing so far in the different system. Kenny said, first time at Anfield, this is the most funny thing I've heard. Nonsense. To me, yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I said, the first video that went up on our channel 7 years ago was us at Anfield. I've been there 33 times on my count, but people just want to lie about me non-stop, mate, and leave them to it. If people believe that was my first time at Anfield, that's up to them. But yeah, look, I've been to 2 Champions League finals. I've been to Anfield, by my count, 33 times. I don't really care. There's nothing I can do about it, but it just lets me know that people have every desire to want to just undermine me for whatever reason. Mbappe is Real Madrid's Ekitike, said Jonathan. Craig loves Salah, but for me, Chiesa needs to be given a chance. Wirtz will come good. Fabinho took a few months. Same with Gravenberch. Look, I've no doubt that Wirtz will come good. I mean, I don't know if you were with us at the very start of the stream, but I said I'm going to die on the hill of defending Wirtz because he's too good for it not to work eventually, and I stand over that. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing in this one particular game, and he's still not quite there for me. And on the Chiesa thing, again, I don't disagree. Fede, for me, should have started the game. Liquid said, Wirtz being played out of position, I don't like it. Stargirl said, could also play a 4-4-1-1, Wirtz in behind the striker. Yeah, could do. Connor said, love this system, but the thoughts of Kirkes slotting in alongside VVD is giving me nightmares. Yep. Which is why I would say if you put Gomez at right back and gave the left back, in this case Kirkes, in your instance, the license to get forward, then you'd have the balance at right back. So if you switched and had the left back being the far more advanced full back, and you had Gomez covering at right back, well then if you shift to the back 3, you've got 3 actual centre backs there, and then you've got Kirkes given a bit more license to get forward and be a bit more attack minded. So if we were to do it that way, I think we'd have to switch who's far more advanced. Pitside FC said, with all due respect to Mo, something has to change. Sorry, STH was confusing me. It does, of course. You know, you don't go 7 games without a goal from open play with the career he's had for us and not get questioned on it. But, you know, we also know that the team have been through a lot together, and it would be unfair of me to try and second guess why Mo's form isn't as it should be. But I'm just happy we're 3-1 up at the minute, mate. Gaming Gas said, what Man United legend would you put in your midfield? Keane, without a doubt. Roy Keane in that midfield. No doubt, Gaz. You know, yeah, 100% Roy Keane. Darren said, I'm more shocked at Isak than Wirtz. Oh, Chiesa's coming on. Chiesa's coming on, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Fede's coming on. I don't know if Arne is switching up the formation or whatever here, but Fede's coming on for the second half. Blizzard said, just joined. What's your thoughts so far? Relieved, happy, but there's still work to do. We need to figure it out. But I do think we've looked a bit more solid in the system and the way it has. Now, I'm interested to see if this system changes. So it's Isak off for Chiesa. So Alexander Isak off, Federico Chiesa on. Max Marlowe said, big love, Craig. You're a top guy. Nothing like playing on my game and listening to you ramble on about the Reds. Therapy. Up the Reds, brother. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Max. Appreciate your kind words, sir. Right, so just to confirm, Isak off, Chiesa on for the second half. Don't know if it's an injury or a tactical thing, but I can't really complain about it either, because I don't think Isak has really gotten up to speed yet with Liverpool, and Chiesa deserves a chance. Right, about to kick off for the second half, and we will tell you if there's any changes to the formation or if this is just a straight swap. Right, here we go. Second half's underway. Liverpool go long straight away, and Frankfurt win the header. Will said, looking more stable with a 4-4-2, but don't think we'll get the best out of Wirtz with this formation. And I think you're not the first one to say that, Will, and I think it's understandable. You know, Wirtz playing in a kind of wide right position is a bit different. But let's see. Right now, I'm looking to see if Wirtz is going to be up alongside the striker, maybe Chiesa dropping back in. Still trying to figure it out here. So Wirtz looks central to me now in this play anyway. Now he's drifting back out towards the right. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out still with that change if it was just a straight swap and Chiesa's up alongside Ekitike, or if maybe Chiesa's going to drift to the right and Wirtz pops more inside. I will sync up for everybody at 46:30. Sorry, I forgot that one. Paul Dean said, Wirtz reminds you of Firmino first season, out of position and a little confused. Took him a year to find his form, if I remember correctly. Right, we are coming up to the syncing point now. 1 second. So we are now at 46, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Right, Liverpool put in a cross. It was cleared by Eintracht Frankfurt. Liverpool have it back though with Curtis Jones. Now out to Andy Robertson. Back into Curtis Jones. Out to Gakpo. Jones. Andy Robertson. He cuts infield and goes back to Canade. Joseph said, Ekitike has to start every game. Best player, best forward we've got. I don't disagree, bro. I don't disagree. Ekitike he's settled really quickly. And I love his tenacity as well. Shay's Travelled said, why is Isak off? Don't know, is the honest answer, mate. I don't know if it was a tactical thing from Arne or if he felt something. But, you know, Chiesa on, Isak off. The other substitution that we were forced into early enough was Frimpong off with what we believe is a muscle injury, and he was replaced by Conor Bradley. Tony Marsland said, I wonder if Slot has heard critics about Fede. I'm sure he has. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it must have made its way to him, mate, because he'd know about it. Like, Oh, well done, Bradley, winning that one back. Second ball. Well done, boys. Ball in, Wirtz flicks it over the top. Hooked behind Liverpool corner. Well done, boys. Better. Liam said Semenyo, January. So us and United are both very interested in him, Liam, from my understanding. Be interesting to see what the price tag would be. 75 million's been mentioned, but so some people in the chat are saying Isak is injured. Obviously, I can't hear the commentator, so I really don't know. Corner here to Liverpool again, though, so let's see if we can create something from this. Ball in. Ooh, couple of Liverpool players almost collide with each other. Second ball headed in. Strike! Oh! Unlucky. Chiesa almost hooked it. Second ball played back in. Chiesa kind of turns on the swivel, hits it, kind of hooks the ball towards the goal. He was 100% onside. Oh, he just drags that the wrong side of the post. It was Wirtz with the header forward. Chiesa tries to take a first time on the turn. He drags it a couple of yards wide. That was unlucky. Nessie said Salah and Isak on the bench for Liverpool. Damn, that feels like an alternate timeline. Throw into Liverpool. Taken quickly. Jones. Why are we winning against this team then losing to Manchester United? I mean, I don't even know how to go about answering that, mate. You know, we shouldn't be losing to Manchester United, but we did. You can look at it one of two ways. We created a lot of chances that we didn't take, or we were defensively vulnerable and conceded silly goals. But we can't do anything about it. Can't go back and change time, but I'm happy we're winning this game, mate, because we need to get back to winning ways. So let's hope we see this out and hopefully put a bit more of a gloss on the scoreboard. Another ball in. Oh. Unlucky. Ekitike lost his own balance on the way into the penalty area there. But again, good stuff from Liverpool. Started the second half much, much better than we started the first. Semenyo Zaguna apparently not coming to us, though. I don't know who he supports, mate. I'd be a liar if I told you. I just know we've been linked with him, as have United. And look, it's a position we need to be looking at long term. Ekitike almost wanted that a little bit too much there, burst into the penalty area and lost his balance. Another Liverpool corner though, folks. Cody Gakpo coming across to the near side here to take it. Right, come on, Cody. Corner deep this time. There's no Liverpool player within 5 yards where that ball landed. Bradley has it now. He goes back out to Curtis Jones. Jones takes a bit of a heavy touch there. Has to turn back on himself, but keeps possession. Gives it to Conor Bradley. Press comes on from Frankfurt, so Bradley goes back to Mamardashvili, and at least he realised he's left-footed this time. Jones again. He plays it back to Georgie. Georgie gets the ball cut under his feet a little bit. Goes back to... Lovely dummy, Curtis. That's it, fella. Love that. That's a free kick. Yellow card, referee, surely. Yep. I tell you what, I think the referee has refereed this game well. That was a lovely little dummy from Jones. Lets the ball go through, then takes the return ball and has his ankles clipped on the way through, which the referee goes straight to his pocket for a yellow card. We've overplayed the free kick and it goes straight behind for a Frankfurt goal kick, which they take quickly. And press comes on from Chiesa. Come on, keep going, Wirtz. Close the keeper down. Keep going, boys. Keep pressing. Keep pressing. Don't let them out. Don't let them out. Press, press, press. Unlucky. Better, though. Better. Isak's too skinny. He needs more muscle. I could put him on the Craig diet. I'm not sure if it'll turn into muscle, but I can definitely get him to put on more weight. I'm an expert in that field. Again, good ball over the top. Gakpo, he's referee. Come on. Yeah, well done, referee. Booking and a free kick to Liverpool. Well done. I have to say, like I've said, I think this referee has reffed this game very well. Gakpo being dragged back there. Referee correctly pulls it back for a Liverpool free kick and books the Frankfurt centre half. Good decision. Is this Wirtz territory, or what are we saying? Szoboszlai standing over it. Is it worth letting Wirtz have a crack at this, folks? Yeah, he's over the ball anyway, Florian. Come on, Flo. This is your moment, son. This is your moment. Go on. Top bins, fella. Couple of deep breaths from Wirtz. It looks like it will be him taking this one. Come on, mate. At least make the keeper work. Szoboszlai giving a bit of a signal there as well. Come on, Flo. Come on. Ooh, keeper saves. Unlucky. Unlucky. Look, he got it on target, made the keeper work, got it up and down and over the wall. Well done, fella. Decent strike, that. Certainly dipping in under that crossbar and made the keeper touch it over. Adam Brown said, Michael Oliver, take notes. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Right, another Liverpool corner. Gakpo to take it this time. 55-30 on the clock. Liverpool still 3-1 up. Ball in. Oof. Headed away by Frankfurt. Second ball breaks. Jones does really well. Goes back to Bradley. It's all right, mate. You've got a bit of time. Georgie. Back to Bradley. Paul played inside now to Jones. Jones to Canade. Out right-hand side. Wirtz goes back to Ibu. That's it, boys. Keep pressing. Frankfurt now have it down their left-hand side, our right. Bradley stepping across. Clears his lines. Come on, boys. Keep going. Keep pressing. Keep pressing. Much better energy levels in this. Come on. Frankfurt right-hand side. Ball played back in. Centre of the pitch. Liverpool presses there, but Frankfurt managed to keep possession. They cut infield now. Ball played central. Ball slipped into the channel. Stand him up, Dom. Well done. Frankfurt corner. Good defending from Dom. John from near Liverpool, New York said, how about the whole of PGMOL to take lessons? You won't hear any argument from me on that one, John, my friend. Frankfurt corner in. Cleared by Liverpool. Second ball out of the box. The strike's high and wide. Won't trouble Georgie, excuse me. So, 57, almost 58 minutes on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. It's still Liverpool leading Eintracht Frankfurt by 3-1. We did fall 1-0 behind, then quickly found parity with a goal from Hugo Ekitike, the assist there from Andy Robertson. Then it was 2 Liverpool headers, one from Virgil van Dijk and the other from Ibrahim Kanade, that put us into this lead. Can we steal the ref and bring him back to the Prem? Yes, absolutely. Whatever the transfer fee is, Sargal, we should pay it. Because honestly, and I'm not just saying because we're winning, I think this referee has refereed this game faultlessly so far. Bricker said, I'd love to see Rio get some minutes. Yeah, I'm with you, mate. You won't hear an argument from me on that one. Double change here from Frankfurt, by the way. Collins and Burkhardt in. Ball back with Georgie. Goes out for Robbo. Robbo flicks it up the line for Curtis Jones. He's dispossessed by Goitze, and that'll be a Liverpool throw-in on this near side. Gaming Guy said, good game so far. I don't know if you pause your game, but you're a good 20 seconds behind RTE2. Yes, you're playing a lot better than the weekend. No, I don't pause it, mate. Yeah, I have it live here on TNT, and I'm using the Sky satellite dish, so it's shit when I'm a bit behind on it, but appreciate your heads up on the RTE thing. Maybe I'll try that the next time. Jones to Robbo. Gakpo. Jones. Robbo now across to Ibu. Craig O'Clock Dan said Hugo has the energy of Darwin, but finishes. Soboslai. Bradley. We're at the hour mark now. Liverpool leading by 3-1. It's great, by the way, having a look and seeing the progress in the office build in the back garden. Really excited that it's actually happening. So hopefully, sometime around Christmas, maybe early New Year, we will be moved into the new studio. And yeah, really excited by it. It's coming along nicely. Canade heads it down to Soboslai. Sloboslai into Wirtz. His footwork's too tricky even for himself. Liverpool have it back, though. Canade does well to get in there and win the ball. Thoughts on the comment from Dejan Lovren? I don't know, and I don't care what that 5G fucker has to say. Honestly, I couldn't give a shite. Lovren can do one. He's demented these days. So whatever he said, and I don't know what it is, I don't really care what he has to say, because I've... yeah, he says a lot of stupid shit over the last few years. Roger said Jones deserves a goal for his performances today. He's been really good today, like I've said. Deserved his start, and I think has taken the opportunity well. Yes, the Bradley shirt number is bugged, but I don't know. It looks... Just don't look at it. You're right, though, it is. Craig have an office party live. Honestly, Mary, I'm just so excited. Every day seeing the bit of progress. Like my back garden used to be like this, and now it's level. So yeah, I'm excited. Nick, what impact do you think losing Hiding has had? Quite a big one, actually. I was discussing this on the podcast with the boys. I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to the Anfield Agenda podcast, but we put out an episode of it yesterday. So it's up on Spotify and on YouTube. I'm recording another one on Friday, but I do think the loss of Hiding may be kind of, I guess, underplayed so far, underspoken about. Vern says hi, said Brian. Well, say hi back to me. Give him a hug from me. Ask him if you know what time it is. Don't look at a 24-hour clock, though. He might get confused. Ekatike, straight at the keeper, makes the save. Adam says, "Whoa, Craig, boys woke up. They can play football." Yep, and it's much better. This is more like Liverpool, Adam. Cross in. Oh, lucky. Second ball, boys, come on. We've been dominant in this second half. Absolutely dominant. Szoboszlai out to Wirtz. Wirtz cross blocked. Bradley. Oh, he's hit the post. Bradley fires a rocket of a shot. Keeper gets a hand on it and hits the post. Unlucky Connor Bradley. He's been really good since he's come on. I say that as he just gives the ball away. Jinx there from me. The Winky Wonky Donkey said, have you read my book? The title's in my name. No, I haven't. Unless it's been in the porn section, mate. No, probably haven't read it. I've been looking into penis reduction surgery lately, though, you know. So that's been taking up a lot of my time, you know. Same, yeah. It's tough, isn't it? It's the cross we have to bear, lads. David's the same. I know. It's tough out there, isn't it, lads? You know, constant backache from leaning over and all. Right, boys, come on. Ekitike unlucky there. Tried to play himself inside. Lost his footing. Come on, boys. Press. Continue to press. We've what? Still got 3 subs left we can make, right? And 2 slots of substitutions, if I remember, because we've used 1.5 times, so that doesn't count in the 3 bank of 3. So it'll be interesting to see if he does make some more changes. As people have said, I'd love to see Rio get some minutes as well. Come on, boys. Keep pressing. Three goals in 9 minutes for the Reds in the first half. What a way to turn around that deficit. Jones now again, or Szoboszlai, excuse me, does well. Carries the ball through midfield. Slips it in right-hand side. Ball across. Gakpo. Goal 4-1. What a fucking goal. Cody Gakpo. 4-1. Gets in. Whoop, whoop. That was a great goal. Dominic Szoboszlai. Absolute sensational stuff. Takes the ball and he's under pressure inside his own half. Turns out of that pressure. Bursts into the Frankfurt half of the pitch. Look at this. I'll talk you through it. 2 men on him. Runs straight through the middle of the 2 of them. Turns around. Slips the ball in right hand side. Ball then laid across and it's buried. Beautiful. Florian Wirtz gets himself an assist. Ball played in from Dominic Szoboszlai. Wirtz rolls it across. Gakpo's there at the far post with his left foot to make it 4-1 Liverpool. Flow with the assist, but it's all thanks to Dominic Szoboszlai for me, that one. Absolutely sensational goal. Well done, the Reds. There we go. Assist for Florian Wirtz. Liverpool 4-1 up in Germany. Much, much better. Much better. See? Bit of directness. See, what we've spoken about this on the channel so often. Get the ball and run at them. Get the ball and run at teams. I hope this wakes slot up to this because we should be doing more of this week in, week out. And that directness there from Dominic Szoboszlai. Brilliant. Then he slips it into Wirtz. You're asking, can he pick out Gakpo? The answer is yes, he can. Come on, boys. 3/4 of the game gone. Liverpool 4-1 up. Tony Marsland said maybe Rio for Cody now. I wouldn't say no, dude. I wouldn't say no. Then we have Joseph who said, do you game? I love playing Battlefield 6. Whoop, whoop. I don't, mate. No, I don't. Never really been into gaming. It's not something that really ever grabbed my attention too much. My son's mad into his gaming. But yeah, not really one myself. Don't really have the time, to be honest. Good ball. Well done, boys. Now Wirtz. Ball in again. Here we go. The red arrows. Chiesa. Szoboszlai. Hit it, Dom. Oh, you should have hit it, dude. Keeper can't pick that up, boys. Get in on him. I don't know why. why he didn't hit that and who he was trying to play it to. But anyway, much better football from Liverpool. Gakpo now into Ekitike. He's looking for a free kick. Referee says no. Tony Storm UK said, do you think Wirtz will come good? Big guy dreads. I'll remember you, Tony. I remember you, sir. Yeah, I do. And I said that at the start of the stream, Tony. I said I might be being stubborn and pig-headed, mate, but I've never had doubts about Florian Wirtz. Never. It's just going to take some time. And some people, don't have the patience to give it to him. And look, that's understandable when the results aren't going our way as well. But for me, I've never had any doubts. It's just, for me, it was going to be a matter of time. And hopefully, he's starting to make it click now. And thank you for coming out to the show as well, by the way, Tony. It was lovely meeting you, mate. Finally, someone sticks away a Wirtz assist. I was only thinking earlier on, Callum, do you remember the one that Chiesa hooked just wide? That was also potentially a Wirtz assist because he headed it back in before Chiesa hooked it wide. So yeah, finally Flo gets what he probably deserves in the assist. Ball nodded down. Chiesa, Gakpo, Wirtz, Szoboszlai. Oh! 5-1. Oh! Mwah! That is the cherry on the nipple. Dominic Szoboszlai with an absolute rasper of a strike from outside the area makes it Frankfurt 1, Liverpool 5. Oh my days. Get the tissues. Get the tissues because they're needed. It's red panty night. Look at this. Gakpo to Wirtz. Wirtz will get 2 assists now. What a strike from Dom. Oh, daisy cutter flying into the far corner. 2 assists for Wirtz. Liverpool 5-1 up away from home. It's red panty night. Lolly said, what a relief, tears of joy, my hopes are rising. Well, is there anything else rising, Lolly? Because I know mine are. I don't have multiple penises, so... Oh, this is much better, lads. Much better. Yes. Robotic Maniac said, can we play you every week, please? I'm going to say this is a neutral. You look like a team without Salah, a team that plays fluent football and one that has an identity. Great game. And that's from an Arsenal fan. Thank you, mate. Look, I'm not... It's not for me to say whether this improvement is solely because Salah isn't there or whether it's a system thing or whether it's... I don't know. But I know it's much better. And I dare say there's probably another goal or two in this game left. So let's go get it. Jones. Ball back inside. 1-2. Going Jones back heel. Wirtz infield. Szoboszlai. Ekitike. Back with Jones. Robbo. Come on, boys. Put the foot in their throat now. Robbo. Wirtz. To Gakpo. Your thoughts on Claire Balding? I always thought Claire was a good presenter. Yeah, always thought Claire was a good presenter. Always enjoyed listening to her. Salah and McAllister coming on now for the remaining 17 minutes or so. No Rio again. I do wish you'd give Rio a run out. Ty said, this is the best I've seen us play all season. Feels like they're starting to understand each other's games. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you for sharing some positive stuff as well. It's always good to read some positivity about the Reds. So, here we go. Salah coming on now to replace Cody Gakpo. It'd be interesting to see where Mo slots in now in the team, what position he takes up. So Gakpo and Ekitike off, Salah and McAllister on. So it looks like Salah might be gone central unless we're switching up the system. You would think McAllister will drop into midfield. So let's wait and see. Well done, Hugo Ekitike. Game over, said Tony W. Marathon. Thank you, bro. And hopefully so. John from near Liverpool, New York said, now let's do this in the league. Agreed. Let's hope we can back this up on Saturday. So Ibu off now as well. Understandable to rotate some centre-backs, to be fair, at this point. So Gomez on for Ibrahim Konate. Understandable. Might as well give the big man a rest when you can get a few minutes breather from, especially with another game on Saturday. So Gomez on alongside Virgil. Tide Pod said, I'm starting to think the 4-4-2 is the Isak thing we needed. Go on, you Reds. Well, whatever it is, mate, it's gotten us into this position tonight, and very happy with it. So yeah, Salah looks central to me. He looks like he's one of two strikers. Because Bradley's holding the width on the right-hand side, and it looks like Mo was playing right-sided striker. McAllister back to Szoboszlai. Pitside said, besides the result, look at the flow of the game. Yeah, much quicker, much more intensity, much more direct. Ball into the channel now. Looking for Salah. Tries a little flick in assist, comes off. Go on, Mo. Close him down, Mo. Close him down. Tide Pods, thank you, bro, for gifting 10 memberships. Really, really kind of you, mate. And I'm sure they'll be much appreciated. Free kick, foul on Florian Wirtz. Come on, the Reds. So if we can get Mo a goal as well, this will be near perfect. Brad Larkin said 5-1, travelling cop in full voice, both centre-backs on the sheet, bangers everywhere. It's this is what I call a statement win, and I agree. It is a statement win, and one that we needed. But, as I said, I think there's another goal or so in this game. Maybe two. Let's be greedy. Gomez now in possession. If you can, by the way, do hit that subscribe button, folks. We're very close to 254,000. We're just 44 subscribers away. So if you haven't yet subscribed, firstly, welcome into the channel. Please do, and don't forget to drop a like as well. We'll have a match reaction coming up straight after the game. And if you would like to submit your player ratings, don't forget to join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp community, because that is where we post the link where you can submit your player ratings. Connor then averages them all out, and we compare and contrast them with mine in the player ratings video. Just scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Salah, strike, saved by the keeper. Or you can just scan this one if you want it. That big WhatsApp on the screen there. If you want to pause it and give that a scan, that'll bring you straight into the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp, where we're nearly at, I think we're nearly at, heading towards 15,000. Wirtz. Oh, I'm so relieved, lads. Honestly, this feels like such a weight lifted off my shoulders, and I'm sure for you guys as well. We needed this. But do keep hitting that subscribe button. 28 away now. We can do this. We can get to 354. Owen Mulhern said, do you feel like the Premier League is gone and we should just focus on the Champions League now? I wouldn't say it's gone, Owen, but I'm certainly not saying we're favourites or anything like it now. Arsenal looking like favourites, and deservedly looking like favourites, if I'm being honest. So, it's up to us. Maybe we'll find it a little bit easier chasing them down and maybe trying to put the pressure on them. But I said it a few days ago, I wouldn't write us off in the Champions League. You look at Paris Saint-Germain last year, if you can peak at the right time when it gets to the knockout stages, then anything's possible. If we can build confidence between now and then, who knows? Bradley, back to Jones. Soboslai. Tony said was looking forward to a Craig rant. I hate having to rant. I honestly do. I'd much rather be on here smiling, laughing with everybody. But football, Liverpool in particular, means so much to me that if it's not going right, it pisses me off massively, dude. It really does. But today's been a lot better. And even shown, going behind the heads didn't drop and we still found it a way to turn it around. 3 goals in 9 minutes, put us 3-1 up, and we've built on that now. The Wonderman said, I highly recommend joining the WhatsApp. Best place for breaking news from Anfield Agenda, and sometimes you can see Craig standing inside Anfield. Yeah, and not for the very first time either. But thank you, appreciate that. I love the WhatsApp community. It's great. It's really handy way for us to directly share stuff with everyone, whether it be transfer news or, just breaking stuff. Vert, so bloody satisfying to watch, said Blizzard. Yep, I'm glad my boy has finally shown up, because I never, ever had any doubts about Florian Wirtz. It was just, in my opinion, a matter of time. And hopefully, he settles in now. And I also hope that the manager doesn't switch back. Stick with this formation. It's worked. Mohammed said, Wirtz needs a rest. Keep his energy for Saturday. Gakpo, casually 3 goals in a row, by the way. I know, I said that he chips in with his fair share every single year. And like you said, 3 in a row. But I gotta say, I'm so happy. I think Soboslai's been incredible today. Wirtz has really grown into the game. It's just been good. And Ekitike continues his good start to his Liverpool career as well. Soboslai spreads it out into Bradley, who on this performance looks streets ahead of Frimpong. If Bradley can keep up this level of performance, the right back position's his, in my opinion. Liam Stewart said, Craig, can we have a chat via email? Want to say sorry. I don't know what you're saying sorry for, Liam. But if you want to just message in contact@anfieldagenda.com, contact@anfieldagenda.com. I don't run that email, but it'll get forwarded onto my personal one, and I'll tell Connor to look out for it. Well, I can't remember what you need to apologise for, Liam, to be honest with you. Right, Frankfurt now on the attack. Just under 8 minutes to go. Liverpool leading by 5 goals to 1. Sava the Flava, or Flava, sorry, Sava the Flava, said, where is that twat that said 3-3? Same amount of goals, just 2 more for us. Gaz is just trying to banter us, mate, but I'd never seen the 3-3 coming around, to be honest. It didn't look like a game that we were going to let them back into, because Frankfurt don't look good enough either. Will Coleman said, Wirtz, Jones and Soboslai have been solid all night. No argument for me about that, Will, my man. Know Your Threat said, D team is so composed today, not forcing the play. Yeah, look, the comments today have been spot on. You know what you're seeing. You're calling it fair. Someone said, Craig, is Isak injured? So in this here, I don't have that information, but others are saying that they have seen it was an injury. So I don't know at this moment, mate, is the honest answer. I can't give you a definite. Do I check Instagram DMs? Probably not. I know people maybe think I'm lying when I say this, but I don't have the login to any of our social media accounts, and it's done intentionally. So we have a social media manager that runs our accounts, and Connor helps out as well. So I don't know if they check the Instagram DMs or not. Cross in Jones. So yeah, Sometimes I would say to the lads, look, would you tweet this for me? Or here's an opinion I'd like you to put out there. But yeah, I'm not on social media because my mental health can't deal with social media and the toxicity and abuse on there. So I just leave it to the lads to sort out our social media stuff. Frankfurt now on the attack. Strike. Ooh, just wide, thankfully. 83 minutes on the clock. Where was I? Done that one. Yeah, gone through them. We're so much better tonight, said Daniel Bell. Our press has been spot on. Our formation tonight has been great. Our energy has been the difference since the United game. Craig, you should go with moustache. You would look good in one. Well, normally, Johnson, this would be the point where I say, I can't grow this, that, or the other, but I can grow a moustache. I can grow a goatee. That's it. I couldn't grow a full beard. So people often joke with me when I'm heading off on holiday to Turkey or whatever and say, Craig, gone for the turkey hair and the turkey teeth. I probably would get hair transplant, but not on my head because I'm not bald. My face. I'd love to be able to grow a beard. I'm 44 years of age and I can't grow a beard. And ironically, I have I would say a full head of hair, but I'm sure like any 45-year-old man, there's balding spots. But I'm bald by choice, and I'm bald because Mrs. Anfield Agenda likes me bald. I'd love to have the balls to grow an Usyk handlebar moustache. Maybe for November. Maybe we give it a crack for November. Soboslai gives away possession, but then wins the ball back. Robertson keeps it in. Yeah, I'd happily go and get a beard transplant. I'd love to grow a beard, man. I would. I'd love to go to have a George Michael-esque trimmed beard and a shaved head. Brad said, if you grew a beard, could I take you out to dinner? Mate, you can take me out to dinner whenever you want, as long as you're paying. Ball through to Georgie. 5 minutes to go, folks, plus stoppage time. Don't forget, we'll have our match reaction where we'll be asking you to vote for your Anfield Agenda man of the match as well. And if you would like to submit your player ratings, you know what to do. Scan the QR code in the bottom corner. Right, we've got 13 subscribers left to go till we get to the next 354,000. So if you can, folks, if you haven't subscribed, please do take a second, hit that button. Love to get there on the stream. We've got 4 and a bit minutes plus stoppage time, and we only need 13 more. Liverpool throw in. So I had a choice to make recently. I could have got an operation to remove the saggy man boobs, and I opted against it in the end. And it's weird because for years I thought I was going to get it done. And then when it came around to it, I thought I didn't want to take the risk with the surgery in case something went wrong, because my life's finally starting to go good. And I didn't want to go under the knife and not come out. So I ended up saying no to it. Save the Flavour said, keep it shaved. We love our team who scouts around a slot. Why isn't this letting me log back in? 1 second. I'm going to sign into this again, see if it works. Because I couldn't bring your comment up on screen there for some reason, dude. There we go. Keep it shaved. We love our team who scouts around a slot. Hey, I was here before him. He's a team who Anfield Agenda. Nothing that hitting the gym doesn't fix. This doesn't get fixed in the gym, mate. I lost 102 pound and went down to 12 stone and worked my ass off in the gym and running. It doesn't take it away, mate, because the loose skin is still there. So not to be disrespectful to your answer, but you're wrong on this one. Now, that's not to say I couldn't do with going to the gym, because clearly I could. But yeah, it wouldn't get rid of that. So Tristan said, how do you donate? And I swear to God, Tristan, my mind didn't think of a super chat. My mind thought you were willing. I thought you wanted to donate hair follicles. That's where my brain went there, dude. I can't. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. But when you said how to donate, I thought you were talking about hair. The legend said, "How are you feeling for Brentford? Well drilled side." Um, Optimistic after this, to be honest with you, dude. And I love a Saturday night game as well, so I'm excited to be seeing another 8 p.m. kickoff for us on Saturday. But you know, we've been so up and down this season. I'm not sure what to expect, but this certainly helps ease the nerves a little bit going into that one, because we should be beating Brentford. Adam said, take it from a 6'5", 15 stone man. He used to be in excess of 30 stone. Excess thing can't be fixed in the gym. I know, mate. I've as I said, I spoke to surgeons for a few years about it. Oh, ball played in out to Salah, cuts inside, back to Dom. That'll be offside if he touches it. So he leaves it. Yeah, Chak breaks down. Itachi said, without Mo on that 4-4-2, we're looking really good. Seems like everyone is more free by far our best performance this season, up the Reds. And I don't disagree about the best performance, mate. Oh, we've gone past 354 as well. Thank you, folks. You've made my night. Appreciate you. Salah! Oh, unlucky, Mo. Unlucky. They're trying to get Salah his goal. This time the keeper gets in his way. We're about to head in towards stoppage time, but unlucky that from Mo. He tries to nutmeg the keeper, but it ricochets off the keeper's knee and he's able to stop it. Don said, yep, pardon me, Craig. Didn't thought about that. All good, Don, my man. All good. All good. Didn't take any offence from it whatsoever, sir. Salah ball in. Jones. Oh, how did he not score? That should have been 6. Jones knows as well. Tristan said, been a silent viewer for a few years. Isn't it nice being able to relax in the second half? Almost forgotten what that felt like, Tristan, mate. Almost forgotten. But yes, it is. 2 minutes added on with the referee. It must be just in sympathy with Frankfurt, because there should be well more than 2 minutes left on that clock. What's this question that we asked? We asked, do you like the 4-4-2 system? And 85% of over 6,500 people that voted said yes, they do like the 4-4-2 system. And I do as well. Maka pings one out right side to Mo. Another chance here for you, Mo. And another miss. Mo could have had a hat-trick since he's been on the pitch. And he's missed another one. I tell you what, this isn't going to be making me want Mo back in the team for the weekend, because that's another chance that he could have passed, didn't, took it on, and if you take it on, you've got to at least work the keeper. And he didn't. So, for me, I'm saying, if Gravenberg's fit, put him in the team, but apart from that, I'm saying Mo starts on the bench on Saturday in my eyes. Come on, boys. Last 30 seconds. Salah's caused more problems than he's worth. He's just not in good form at the minute. And you can see it in every time he has a chance. And we looked better when he wasn't on the pitch. I don't take any joy in saying that. But, we've got to be honest. You can't bring on lads, put in our best performance of the season, and then go and change it backwards again. Here we go again. We've got runners left and right. Ball in. Chiesa, his strike straight at the keeper. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. That is that. The referee puts the whistle to his lips. It is all over in Germany. It finishes Eintracht Frankfurt 1, your Liverpool 5. The Reds finally back to something like our best, and that is without a doubt the best performance we've had this season. Owen White said, love Mo, but he got to go. I wouldn't be talking about selling him, but I would be saying he shouldn't be a guaranteed starter right now. And, that's, I think, as fair as I can be with that. I hope Mo doesn't play like this for us in AFCON, said Roger. Well, look, it was a really good performance tonight, and we will address everything in the match reaction. But before we do finish up this part of the show, I just want to say thank you to everyone that came in and joined us again tonight. You guys make my job really easy with your wonderful comments, your good insight, and most importantly, a great sense of humour. So from all of us here at Anfield Agenda, thank you for choosing us for the watch along. It means a lot to me that you keep coming in. I think you missed my membership chat, Craig. I could well have, mate. 1 second. Let me just go back up. This one, Matthew, was it? Vert, Sob, Curtis midfield until Grav is back. Wouter said Grav plus Soboslai or Grav plus McAllister. Thank you, sir. And apologies, Matthew, for missing the comment initially. Liquid said he should be on the bench till he becomes a team player. Again, I don't disagree. You know, it's been much better when he wasn't on there today, you know, and it isn't a coincidence, but, you know, system change, different personnel, and we look way, way, way better. So, look, as I was saying, thank you all so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us. You could be anywhere, watching anybody, but you're here with us, and I really do appreciate that. I will be back in 60 seconds for the match reaction. So hope you can join me there for it. Again, thank you to everyone who did subscribe, hit that like button and share comments with us. Absolute legends. We'll see you in